Hello, Hakeem. David. You have, David? What do you mean? You've been beaten? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hakeem. Hakeem beats you. That's right. That's what you get when you mistreat your horse. Then he got you here with the lower speed. Lame, lame horse today. And Hakeem comes right out of the gate with a question. I'll get to you right away, Hakeem. Let's just say hello to everybody who is joining. Spruce, that is the first time you're here, aren't you? Ayushman says, hello, sir. Great to see you after so long. Thank you very much, Ayushman. Good to see you as well. Hello, Atul. You made it. Good. So, Spruce, read, if you will kindly read the sentence or two that I've put up there. It greets you all, and it also asks you to let me know where you're tuning in from, how old you are, and if you're a man or woman. It all, as I mentioned before, helps me to know who I'm talking with, what kind of culture perhaps. It could be helpful to me to deliver it according to perhaps my knowledge about that customs and culture where you're coming from. Your age is important, and your gender is also makes it easier for me to better deliver and appropriate to the question that you're having for you. So with every question, I hope everybody will remember to let me know three things: where you're tuning in from, how old you are, and if you're a man or woman, what your gender is. Like David says, male 23, Dallas, Texas. Simple. Sometimes you can even abbreviate it, M23 Dallas. So, or F for female, 23 or 32, wherever it is, Florida, or India, or Japan, or wherever it is. Actually, it's funny, we never had a participant from Japan. We've had participants from almost everywhere in the world, pretty much, like lots of places, but never from Japan or China. I have been contacted from Chinese subscribers to YouTube for Skype consultation, and that has been done, or Korea, or Hong Kong, but never Japan. I wonder if Japanese don't watch my my YouTube channel. This is why we need your help to get more exposure on YouTube. So share the videos that you like on your social media. Like the videos that you like. Click on like. And of course, make comments on the videos that you like. And as you know, I've always answered every relevant comment. And of course, don't forget, if you're in a university or you know some people in the communication department of the university, like the radio station of the university or newspaper of the university, or wherever you are, whether university or not, encourage them to get in touch with me and do a interview and let people know about our channel and what we our work, and how we help and support people around the world. That would put us on the map. These are all helpful to our cause and our channel, to bring total freedom from pain that you often go through due to your thoughts, relationship between your thoughts and consciousness, fear and understanding or not understanding of it. The fear is how it's born, desire and pleasure and the relationship between the two, and ego, how it wants to control your lives and make you feel what the thoughts and the feelings that you have are actually true or should be. controlling you, and you should be dancing to its tune. So we want to help everyone to be aware of that knowledge about their center, about themselves, how they're put together, to be able to clearly look at themselves in a different light, and to be able to be free from all these challenges that our own thoughts creates for us. And we don't know it. We think it's actuality, and how we should really, we are bound to react that way. Be sad or devastated because we haven't been able to fulfill our desire through which attaining pleasure. Therefore, we have our ego fluffed and be happy. These are desire, ego, all these, they are our subordinates. They're not supposed to be our master. Therefore, we are the master. So we show them. And therefore, by understanding that, we'll bring a different quality of life in our negotiation and interaction with the events of life. All right. Let's continue and finish our greetings. Spruce, you kidding? Portland, Oregon. 26 male. Well, you should know Lewis and Clark in Lake Oswego then. Do you? That's where I went to school. As voice close to home. Ah, but you've been watching my videos for 3 years, so hopefully you have subscribed. Duke Aroniferos. Duke Aroniferos. What is that? 10, 11, 12. And Duke says, hello, my good man. Hello. Provider of positive reinforcement to us poor stray dogs. Aaron 29, Dublin, Ireland. You said it. I didn't. Welcome. Welcome to my lair. As Dr. Evil would say. Don't you guys miss your laughters? How wonderful it feels for you to laugh and be happy and jolly. And then look, you are the same person that used to laugh and be happy. And it was all because of your state of mind. Now you're still the same person, capable of laughing, enjoying, following your dreams. So what happened? It's only your thoughts that keeping you down. It's only the way you think and perceive the challenge or the situation or the event that you're dealing with, that you're going through, that you've experienced. Otherwise, you're the same person. Nothing has changed. Your food is there, the air is there, your dreams and activities are there. You simply think because you have lost a relationship or somebody changed her mind or his mind for not being with you or gone, that would mean the end of your world. But your world is not limited to one person or one relationship. The world is far bigger than that. You know that. Before she came along or he came along, you were living in this same world, the same physical form and the same kind of mentality and enjoying everything. So when she wasn't there, you were fine. Now that she's not there, you should still be fine. Because she only was a chapter in your life, an experience. But the ingredients that have put you together is still the same. You just don't allow your thoughts to remind you of who you are. And you're so bogged and focused on the desire for pleasure that you were receiving from that relationship, not focusing on that you are responsible to allow and create that desire for that kind of pleasure. Therefore, you can unleash that desire and pursue that pleasure through some other sources that it's available. Because before she came along, you weren't thinking, oh, I want that kind of person with that look and with that voice and with that behavior. No, you weren't. You didn't know. It could have been any girl. Now you're in the same position. She's not there anymore. And still, it can be any girl. Because it could have been with any other girl than this one. And you would have still been happy. And complied. And found compatibility and harmony. Still, you can do the same. Nothing has changed in you. So, if it could happen when she wasn't around, it can happen again. You have the same capabilities, abilities, qualifications and qualities, still attracted to many others. You didn't know you were attracted to her or she was attracted to you, but it did happen. So the same thing can happen again if you simply free yourself from this rope that you have tied yourself to the dock, the memories, the thinking, all the procedures, how important she was. Why? When she wasn't in your life, was she important? When you didn't know her, did you think that person is important? No, because you didn't know her. So it is you who gave the importance to this girl. It is still you with the same abilities that can give that same importance to another girl. It could have been any girl before you met this one. So it can still be any girl. You can give that importance and desire for that relationship to another possibility, another girl. This one who has chosen not to be with you anymore, or somehow you guys are not together anymore, is not the end of the world, the only woman, and is not that important. For she was not important when you didn't know her. Now that she's not with you, you should actually understand that she's a different person, therefore you don't know her. And when you don't know her, therefore she's no longer important, as she wasn't when you didn't know her before you got to know her. Have I confused you enough? On that note, let's go to the first question here. And let's see whoever else said hello here. Let me acknowledge. No, Hakim, I will get to you for sure. Let's just see. Lottie, hello dear. Lottie says hello, female, 40-year young. Don't say old. 40 years woman is the best time of her life, with full of wisdom, fully knowledgeable about what she is, who she is, what she wants, how the world goes around. And we have Sid. Hello Sid, male, 30, Estonia. So let's go and have a cup of tea together. And converse. Hakim says, Hakim hasn't told me where he's. Hakim, remember, if we don't know where you're coming from, how old you are, if you're man or woman, it will not be in the queue. So I will wait for, oh, there it is. Hakim, 26, from Canada. Oh, from Canada. Where in Canada? Canada's a big country, Hakim. Where are you in Canada? Let's see. Hakim, Montreal. Oh, bonjour, monsieur. Comment ça va aujourd'hui? I hope everything is going well for you. So now, Hakim, 26-year-old from Montreal, Canada, says, I would like to ask for advice regarding comparing yourself to others and always feeling like less. I work very hard in life, but always compare to other people, my age and what they have accomplished. I bet you compare yourself to their looks, how manly you are versus them, who's more manlier, and all these nonsense as well. Well, before I attempt to answer your question, you should know that if you go on my channel and in this search engine, key in comparing, why we compare ourselves, or a word to that effect, to your question, you will bound to have a bunch of videos. If not, if you couldn't find it, go to a playlist called The Psyche, or perhaps another playlist called About Our Confidence. And in the playlist called The Psyche, you have many videos on this topic. You should have. Now, let's summarize some things that I can remember what I've said in those videos and just tackle it before making it, without making it too long. This is not something that you have conjured up with. This is a conditioning that all of us have received ever since we were a child. And this conditioning is now have become a focal point on your thoughts. And you're reacting to what you were taught to think. Ever since you were a kid, your parents compared you with your siblings, if you have a sibling. If not, maybe to somebody else's son or daughter. I mean, in your case, a son. So-and-so's son, see how wonderful he is. Oh, he got a good grade. Oh, he's how disciplined he is. See how polite he is. And the teachers in your school always compare the students to each other. So-and-so got a good grade in math. Gets a star, clap for him. So-and-so, see how she wonderfully have organized this file, or how she has, with good handwriting, she has written. You've always been compared with the other students, with other boys. He's so polite, he's so good, he's so disciplined, he plays, I don't know, soccer so well, he plays hockey so well. Always you've been compared as you grew. When you went to school, then you went to high school, so-and-so is so cool, and the whole media about popularity of this girl or that guy and so on and so forth. And in school, so many people talk with each other. Oh, she's so hot, or he's so good looking, or this and that, depending on, you know, their interest. So you have always been threatened by somebody else being better than you, and always fished for and hoped for other people's opinion about you to be something of favorable, to give you that confidence. Your whole worth and value and confidence was conditioned and programmed to be thought as if it's dependent on other people's views and opinion. It was taken out of your hand to know your value, how good you are, based on contributions you make to the society, based on your accomplishments, your achievements, based on your goals and everything else that you're all about and your effect on the society. Instead, you were learned and conditioned to see what the opinion of the society, of the others, is about you, and knowing full well that you're being constantly, that opinion is dependent on what they think about others in comparison with you, then you will be dubbed with or favored with a certain kind of a view or grading system. Now, being at the age you are, in the world that everything has been about comparison, marketing, this is better than that, new product, same shit but with a logo of new on it, that tells us, the consumer, this is better than that, I should have something better. We have always been conditioned ever since childhood that we are not enough by these comparisons, that I should be more. So I have now learned that every day I gotta do something to be more to myself. I am not enough for myself anymore. Not just that I've been compared ever since childhood by others, and my worth and value has come to be dependent on what other people's opinion is about me. I have now gone to the point that I think, after so long conditioning, that I have to be more because I'm not good enough for me. So this is basically a sickness, a conditioning. Has no truth to it. You should simply see through it. Cut through the bullshit. Don't believe in it anymore. Comparison is nonsense, is a way to control us. And now you have stepped up to control yourself by you allowing that thought, conditioning, to seem as if it is legitimate and has a point. We are all here for a reason, and we're supposed to do our best to unfold life the way we could as possibly sculpture it to our advantage without harming others. That's all. Who's got more money than me? Ooh, I don't give a shit. It is just a way that you should train yourself, recondition yourself to think. Look, I grew up in a family with a very highly educated father. He had a PhD in law, and he was very intelligent, very well read. I learned a lot from my father. My mother was a strong-willed woman, highly disciplined, and encouraged us for education and to be the best we could be. My father's friends, many of them, were far, far wealthier than we were. But every single one of them, generals in the Air Force or in the Army or lawyers of his colleagues, they had a lot more money than we had. But every single one of them would be happy to socialize and associate with my family because of the character, because of how welcoming, because how intelligent, balanced my father and mother, we, our family, were in their eyes. So even though we didn't have as much wealth as they did, but we didn't care. And because we didn't care, I was never impressed by thinking that I am any less than my father's friends, family, or children because they had more money. It just never got into my head. I looked at them as what they were, how much they had or didn't have, but I always thought my mother and father, my family, was way up without being snob to anyone, but I considered ourselves as high as it was. Recognizing that there were different stages of people in life. There were kings and ministers and in all parts of the world, but I recognized that was in existence, that was available. There are other people, a lot more money or connections or whatnot, but it didn't mean anything to me. It didn't ever made me feel that we are diminished in any case. In fact, I always thought, regardless of who and what they are, we were always way up without being a snob or thinking anybody else is less than us, but we were never, I never thought anybody else is more than us. It's a state of mind because I was never brought up that way. I found a place to be proud of my father, to be proud of my mother, to be proud of the life that I had. I don't care what I had. Whatever I had, to me, was great. I didn't have eyes for what other people had. I didn't have desire to measure up to anybody. I just wanted to be the best I could do for whatever it is. If I was playing tennis, I could recognize somebody else is playing better tennis, but it didn't mean anything to me in relation to my worth and value and that person's worth and value just because they have more, or they're doing something better, or they play better tennis, or they have better racket, or whatever. It didn't mean a thing. That's a conditioning. That's a place to be. So enjoy and swim in this life. See and appreciate whatever else other people have. But never should you feel you're less than any of them because of what you have or don't have. They have more or less. It wouldn't make any difference. Just be on a different dimension by just simply interacting with things, not comparing things as you go along and interact with things. This means I'm not good enough, or this means I'm better than this because I have this better, I have this more, I have this less. Oh, why don't I have that? Oh, why this one has more? When you understand that this is only your thoughts that created this pattern of thinking, and you condition yourself by keep thinking and seeing the world this way, and your value dependent on what other people do have or don't have, who has more, who has less. When you recognize this and you give that up and find it funny and stupid and just focus on your life to be a good role model, to do your best for the community and society, to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish, to be the best you can be in whatever it is that you want to do. Focus, pay full attention, enjoy what you do. That is what you should be focused on, and that will recondition you from the nonsense that you're paying attention to. Who's better than me? Better in what? Better in what? That person that you think is better than you still has to get up in the morning, go to the bathroom, shit and fart and clean his face and wash his mouth and go and eat something so he won't be hungry, exactly the same as you. Nobody is better than you, and you're better than nobody. You just can be as good as you can be and better than yourself of a day before. That's all. I don't care what kind of car they have. What is their effect on the society, on their family, on their friends? How do they manage their life? What kind of business they're involved in? Are they up to no good, or are they up to good? Are they being a good role model for children, for other people, or are they just being an asshole? How do they treat their family? How selfish or unselfish they are? These are what tells you who they are, but still will not be a reason for you to think you're less or more. You can compare yourself to a higher degree of quality of being. If someone is being polite and nice and kind, you can compare yourself to that and strive to get to that stage of feeling that you're now a better version of yourself than the day before. But the other stuff, how good looking they are, what kind of clothes they're wearing, what kind of money they have, what kind of house they have, what kind of a car they have, all bullshit. Whoever owns all that thing is a human being. And that human being is exactly like you. Has the same needs and says, ouch, if you pinch him or her. And if it falls, it may, feel the pain the same way as you do. Gets hungry, needs food. Thirsty, needs water. Needs a place to sleep. And everything else about it. So, you have made something other than what they really are out of themselves in your head, and you've made a different thing, an inferior being out of yourself in your head, and these two images are what you're comparing yourself to. You have created an image of yourself in your head, and you have created an image of them in your head versus then seeing them for the fact that they are a human being and function and have the same needs exactly as you. They go through the same pain, they can catch a cold and everything else, the same as you. Instead, you don't see them. You see the image you have made out of them in your head. And you have an image of you in your head. You compare these two images. Stop comparing. That does not give you value if you're better than this person. let's say you understood and you became better than this person in whatever way it is that you think they are better than you. Money or whatever, shape, look, fitness, whatever the hell it is. Then what about the next person? He or she could have more money than you. Better car, better house. So you're going to be constantly following, trying to measure up to some asshole who still, at the end of it all, is a human being which is exactly equal and the same as you, nothing more. Only what's hanging on him and he's got acquired or attained, things, stuff, is more than you. But the one who owns that stuff, which is the one that you are being compared to supposedly, is exactly like you. The only thing you're comparing yourself to is the image of you in your mind about you and the image you have of them in your mind about them, because the image, in that image, they've got things, they've got stuff. And to you, you think the value of that stuff that they have has increased the value of that person. Hasn't. The value of a person is only increased by the contribution he makes to the society, the positive effects it has on the community, the kind of role model he is for the others and the children, and how careful and compassionate he is on the others. And he focuses on his life, minds his own business, and doesn't create problem for others in any negative way. That's it. The rest of it is just your thoughts, and the thoughts are nonsense. Thoughts are stupid. Thoughts are not intelligent. Thoughts are memory responses. Thoughts are based on material process, the sparks, creation of thoughts in your brain based on the stuff that you've been fed and conditioned and been exposed to, and that has become the field of the known, your consciousness, where thoughts are born from. That's all, but they have no actuality or reality necessarily. You're just conjuring up based on the programmings that you've received. If you understand all these, then you understand all these negative thoughts that comes to your head. It's all lies, bullshit. Most of them are nonsense. And perhaps a book that I have on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. If you go there and click on the books, and among the 3 books that are there, one is Transient Thoughts and Me. Transient Thoughts and Me. That, in the shape of ebook, is like the same as price of a cup of tea. $4.99. It's not going to break you the bank, and it's not going to make me rich. But you need to take a look at that book. And it's something to have in your library and look at the table of contents. But before you buy it, go on my site, click on the book, Transient Thoughts and Me. There's a little short video about the book. Watch that. Then click on the book, table of contents, see what kind of topics are there. If you're intrigued, click further. You can read a sample chapter. And then, if you thought, okay, that can help me out to understand my own mind, what these thoughts, negative thoughts that appear in my head are, comparisons are, and it talks about male comparisons with each other and so on, and it's $4.99. Get it and enjoy it every time you feel like reading something. Chapters are not in sequence. You can read whichever chapter from wherever according to your mood. I think that will be something that you can start and then analyze it into your own mind and think about this knowledge. And by this knowledge, you will be able to become your own mechanic and figure things out from then on. Hakeem, I hope you got your money's worth. All right. Spruce and Ayushman, so we talked about them. Atul. Ayushman says, sir, It's kind of shameful, but it's been 3 months since my 1-year-long relationship breakup. All right? It's not shameful. I have moved on a little bit, but the thought of her being with someone else disturbs me. That she doesn't need me. I just a constant debate. I just have a constant debate in my mind that she never loved me. That she ever loved me or not? Was she even good for me or not? I'm from India, age 18. Please, I have shared, sir, your videos. P.S. I've shared, sir, your videos many times in my Instagram. Oh, delighted to hear that. Ayushman says, she constantly comes to my mind. What to do about it, sir? My board exams are near. The previous talk that we had, I think it was yesterday, we were talking about never ever allow any breakup to interfere with your exams, jobs, because your exam and job is exactly what is going to give you the confidence and freedom that would attract other women to your life. You have to understand why your exams are important. They're more important than whatever the hell it is that you feel about this girl or any other girl at any time in your life, because those opportunities are not dependent on you anymore, that you can redo them just the next day when you feel better. No, they will come and go, and they're in the hands of some other people that they don't have that compassion or understanding that, oh, I was going through a breakup, so can you give me that test again? They say, no, fuck you. Go away. There are other people who probably had worse situations, but they had enough respect for themselves that they attended to that exam and they passed it, and you lost that chance. Now the question is she that important that you're willing to actually mess up your life, the rest of your life, the chances that you have to actually find the woman that is going to be your wife? And when you find her, you will find yourself you have no job because you allowed this one to fuck it all up for you. In fact, it was you who allowed it to all get messed up by not understanding the importance of your exams or your job, and you allowed it to go to hell just because you were horny for this one. And you thought, oh, she didn't love me. As if it matters. Who the hell is she that her love and attention to you makes you feel like you're somebody? But the fact that you're born in this life, you have a duty to accomplish in this life. You're part of this life, and so many beauties and opportunities and possibilities out there mean nothing to you. And the whole life of you has been condensed to her vagina. That's it. That's how you see life? Instead of focusing on the fact that to begin with, you are the chosen one. You've been blessed with this life because you are a winner, a lucky one. When your parents try to procreate, there's always about 300 million sperms that is produced, which means 300 million other possibilities for another human being to have been born instead of you. But you were the one who won them all. If you want to compare yourself to see how powerful, how special you guys are, see the fact that you already came out of the womb of your mother a winner over 300 million other people. And you still compare yourself with this dickhead or that idiot just because he's got a better house or more money, and think that you got to continuously compare yourself. You've already been shown that you're a winner, capable more than 300 million other people in pure form. So you must be proud of yourself and use that initiative, use that encouragement, use that background to be the backbone of what you want to build your life with. That you're a capable person. You can do things. Let alone if some girl leaves you and it doesn't work out, wish her well and wish yourself well as well, and go on, build your life, because there's a lot more in this life than one relationships. And at age 19, you just fall in love with anything that looks like a female and it walks, it breathes. That's how we boys are. Heterosexual male is programmed to love women, to pursue female, and think that pleasure and sex and intimacy is everything. That's the age you're going through. And, you know, lo and behold, you'll be like that forever. For every age, you'll still feel that women are everything. But they're not. They are part of everything in your life. But they're not everything, because if you think they're everything, therefore when things don't work out and they're not behaving well, they're not of good quality, or they have changed through life, as we all change, and no longer you guys compatible, then you will be devastated because you thought of them as everything. Now that it's not working out, you think you lost everything. Never think of your partner as everything. Be definitely special, very important, and do your best for her, but never think of any woman or any partner, any love of you, to be the whole entirety of your life. Never. That kind of special love and place is only for your children. And you do your best for them. But about intimacy and love and so on, the whole life is everything, and she is part of it. The relationship is part of it. Everything else has its own place in this whole entirety experience of life. Entire experience of life. If you understand that, then you will be clear on why you should never allow your exams to be hurt, your job to be sacrificed, just by sitting at home worrying about, oh, if she's going with somebody else, or whatever else that it is that you're thinking. So, take a break from being sad, take a break from thinking that she's everything. She's not. She's just the only experience that you had, or one of the experiences you had at this age, that intimacy and, you know, the feeling of being with a woman and a girlfriend, somebody to love you and all that. It's so important, especially when you've been compared to everybody else all through your childhood, and now some woman is paying attention to you, and woman is being so important to us in our life. We understand that. And now this woman is paying so much attention to you. It makes you feel as if you have accomplished everything in your life and you don't need to accomplish anything else. But that's not true. Their attention is temporary. But your respect for yourself should be permanent. So behave in such a way that you will always be proud of yourself, even when this feeling that you have about this girl and how you feel about this breakup is already gone and you don't even care about it anymore. And you will remember that during these tough times, you were powerful, honorable, thinking straight, and you never allowed it to affect your future by affecting your exams, your job, and everything else. And you will be proud of yourself, how you went through it and how you shielded and you didn't allow the breakup affect your actual life and the way that you could fulfill your dreams in your life and build a good life for your future and your future wife. Because obviously at 18 years old you meet someone, that's not going to be your wife. Just a warm-up game. Your actual wife is waiting for you some other time, in somewhere in time in your life. She's doing her best and not knowing, hoping to make the best out of herself for someday that you guys will meet. And you must have the same experience and the same duty and responsibility right now. Must understand that these are temporary setbacks or temporary feelings, temporary experiences, and that you must continue and make sure you protect your ability to provide and advance in life, accomplish your duties and your learning possibilities, because your real wife is awaiting you, and you must make yourself ready, prepared, capable to provide by going through these kind of hardships and not allowing it to affect your studies and your jobs. So when it gets to the point that you meet your actual mate, you are ready, capable to take care of her, provide for her, and build the family that you're hoping to build. So don't allow the temporary pleasure of such magnitude at this such young age to make you think that that was it, and this was the one, and I should be devastated. No, you're just horny, that's all. And that was the experience that you never had before, and you think that her attention to you means you're this, and her lack of attention to you means you're not good. That's bullshit. There's nothing to do with you, and never allow other people's opinion or attention or interest in you to define you and your worth and value. Go on, make your life and focus on your exam. That's where the money is, and that's where the other girls are when you're successful, educated, and confident, and able to provide a good life. All right. Atul, you say, I want to achieve my goals. Just suggest me something to get out of all distractions. Exactly what I just told Ayushman. You watch it and listen to it again when I upload it. That's exactly what you should focus for, the reason that I just told him. Exact same situation. Why you should be focused from the distractions is because you are working toward a future, and for that future you should be prepared, and the preparation for the future is taking place today, not when the future comes, which that will be today, and there's no time for you to prepare then. So keep preparing now. Keep focused. Keep your eyes on the prize. You have a plan. You will meet someone. You want to have a good life. For that, it's just like cultivating a field. You can't suddenly come spring and hope that, oh, I've got wheat and I've got plants and I've got food on my field. No, you should plant the seed year before. Provide proper environment for them. Good, clean dirt, soil, water, sunshine. Take care of them. Keep the animals away. Keep making sure it's clean and it's able to grow. Same thing with you. Must focus on what helps you to grow and become stronger, wiser, more knowledgeable. The things you got to do, build your life and have a job after you finish your schooling and all that. Make sure you protect that environment, that you can grow in it and become ready for providing for your future and the future family. So that image and that reasoning should be enough for you to understand why you should focus on this and not on the nonsense. What is this nonsense that you're focusing on, whatever it is, I don't know what it is, gonna bring for you? And what focusing on what you should be focusing on, your studies, your job, and keep building, that brings for you in life. Which one brings you security? Which one brings you things that you need in life? Food, shelter, comfort, confidence, clothing, opportunities to travel because you have money. All these things, you got to think high. You got to focus on wonderful things in life and figure out, if you focus on those and you want them, what will bring those to you? What honest way of work and living will give you the opportunity to attain and achieve all those goals? And would these nonsense that you're distracted with give you that or not? If not, then these distractions should never be a concern of yours, and your focus should be right there. Sometimes we have to put blinds on ourselves to only see what we need to be focusing on. That is why the horses in a race, events, you can see some horses, they have these two blinds on. Why do you think that is? Because these horses are pretty smart and always distracted, because they're curious and they're capable to figure things out and they're playful and all that. But they're also very powerful and capable in what they should be achieving and doing, which is the racing, winning the race. But because of the distractions, that they're always playful and curious, their focus is dissipated, is all over the place. They put these blinds on so these horses will just focus on what they should be focusing on rather than paying attention to distractions. And when they do that, all of a sudden, all their power is focused on what they should be, that one thing. They will go and win the race. That's why they have the blinds on, to keep the distraction away, because they're capable of being distracted. They're so curious and smart and wise, and not so wise in that way, but so curious and so easily distracted. So you need to, just like these wonderful, powerful horses, put a blind on your eyes and focus on the things that you know will bring you results that can help you to get where you want to get in life. Not that this stuff that is just distraction in thoughts and makes your thought go la la land, and you will lose the time and chance to prepare and accomplish what it is that you should be accomplishing to get to your destinations. If you focus on this, you will be fine. And nothing, no girl, no relationship, none of that shit should make you think that is the only chance you have in life and hurt and distract you from what you should be focused on, which is building your life, preparing your life, preparing yourself for that life that you dream of, for where you really want to be in life. For that, you got to work. You got to be focused. You got to pay attention to. You can't just be wishy-washy and just focus on pleasure. Oh, this girl, I want to go. Oh, she doesn't want me now. Oh, I just can't live anymore. All that shit, for what? For pleasure? For desire? That desire and pleasure should come at its right time, when you're ready and when you've already taken care of your responsibilities and you've gotten where you want to get. And the pleasure and desire should not distract you and unfocus you from what you want to accomplish, because at that time, they're not your friends. They're simply distractions. And you got to focus on what you should be focusing to accomplish something that is good for you. Relationships that don't work out, you know, and you should know if you don't, that eventually you wouldn't even care about it. But between now and that eventual time that you won't care about it, don't allow it to hurt your life and deviate you from the things you should be accomplishing, and lose the opportunities and chances that can only come once in a lifetime and not so easily replaceable. Like your exams, like your jobs, like focusing on bettering yourself, accomplishing yourself, and continuing your way towards the destination that you deserve to be. All right, let's go to Majid. Majid says, hey Mehran, walked past my ex today and she was looking at me in a depressed and upset way. I didn't stop. I just continued walking. Should I have done anything else? No, not at all. You're not a clown to dance to her tunes. Oh, she's sad, so I better go and suck up to her, see what she wants. What's the problem, dear? None of your fucking business. She had her chance, she didn't want you, and she's a grown woman, and go and do her own things, and you can go do your own things. And the reason that you want to pay attention to her is not because you really care about her, because you just want to mush up and just get what you want, which is your desire, your ego is telling you. Otherwise, obviously, the woman who's break up with you is not good for you. Because the only woman that is possibly should be considered for a relationship is the woman who hasn't broken up with you, not the one who has already been with you and decided, no, I don't want it. Okay, go, bye. Respect herself and respect yourself as well. No, you did good. Sid says, hello Mehran, first I want to apologize to bother you with my emails. No, you're not bothering me. Secondly, I wanted to say that yesterday I spoke to my ex after almost a month. Yes, I know it was bad on my part to initiate it. What am I gonna do with you, Sid? What am I gonna do with any of you guys? If you guys don't listen, You cannot expect a better result. When you talk to me, you're talking to me for a reason. Meaning everything you've done was been not giving you the effects or the results that you've been hoping for. And that's why you come and talk to me. And giving me the information that you do, based on that, I give you certain clarity for you to decide and make the right decision. But calling your girlfriend when you already have told me and told yourself and seen, and she has told you for whatever reason, you explored it, that she doesn't want to be with you for whatever reason, you gotta accept that shit as fact, and do not allow that decision of her to determine your world. The world is bigger than the world. Doesn't give a shit about how she feels about you. Still has its own plans for you, and still has other opportunities for you. And if didn't work out, that is not going to stop the world to bring other opportunities for you. Why do you think that the one has broken up with you is the only or in control of what the world will have or have not for you? Separate, she's nobody. Whoever breaks up with you is not in control of the world or the universe. It is only your desire and your lack of confidence in yourself that makes you feel as if she's more important than you give this level of importance to. Come on, guys. Grow a pair. Have bigger balls. Stop allowing your desires and your thinkings control you. It's all about intimacy and feeling, you know, that feeling of lack of confidence. That you want to attach yourself to a girl to feel, okay, because she wants me now, I'm confident. Who the fuck is she that her attention to you and desire for you, choosing you, will give you wings and will give you feel like you're now accomplished person, or that you're now worthy, or become confident? What? Your confidence and worthiness is still in your accomplishments in life, in how decent you are and how you treat others, and how what you accomplish and what kind of contribution you have for the society and community, what kind of role model you have for the others, you are for the others, how you deal with and negotiate with challenges in your life. These are what gives you confidence and value in your own mind, not something from out there. If something from out there, a person or a thing, will be the result, will be what gives you the confidence, then you're always hanging on to a thread, because your confidence can always be cut by that person changing the mood. You become a slave to that person's whims because you don't have independent confidence. Your confidence depends on that relationship. And you're going to be tiptoeing around it and try to become a gopher and comply with some other person's wishes and whims and thinking, where that person's thinking is no different than you as a human being thinking. It's just thoughts. So you don't believe in your own thoughts. You don't follow your own thoughts, and you think following that person's whims and wishes through her, which comes through her thoughts, is going to give you salvation. That's lack of confidence. It's nothing else. You must understand, if a relationship doesn't work out, no problem. That was experience for me. Thank you. I'll learn something, but it's not the end of the world. You're not the world itself. Girl, you can go. I wish you well and enjoy your life and be successful, and I will go and find another woman. Whatever your relationship is, you're a girl, man, or whatever your interests are, this is how you should be thinking. Now, let me have a sip of tea. Let me read the rest of it. He says, I wanted to say yesterday I spoke with my ex. Yes, I know that it was bad on my part and I shouldn't have initiated. Okay. We spoke for 2 hours. It was a good conversation. But somehow the conversation went to our relationship, and she said she predominantly broke up with me because of her anxious and anxieties and insecurities. You don't remember what the role of her mother was? You forgot that just because you're now excited about her? It doesn't matter her anxieties. She's not free. Her mom makes the decisions. Her church makes the decision. She is sold to that idea to follow her mom. She's not gonna leave them for you unless you no longer become you and you become what they want you to be molded into. I'm not saying this religion or that religion is good or bad at all. I'm saying what you are is not that, and whatever you're not, and if somebody else wants to turn you into something that is not your choice for the good reasons, then that is manipulation without you knowing it, and you will lose yourself, the identity that you have. And if you think you don't have enough confidence now, wait and see when you actually no longer are the person that you knew you are or wanted to be. That confidence, it will drive you nuts. Lack of it. So regardless of that, why the anxiety, all those anxieties comes because she was under the pressure and under the program that she was under. And you know what I'm talking about. You said that information yourself. You found that out. And Sid says she has insecurities about where we would live, how and where the kids will grow up. See, her mind is all about your belief, your not being in the belief that she is. How the kids would grow up would be based on her beliefs, her mother's clan and what they're doing and how their mind works. So already your children with her are decided based on your interest in her. You're giving up the rights of your children for the future to have an open mind like you do, which you have already given that up. She had insecurity about how the kids will grow up. She was bent on living only in Germany and not somewhere else. All right. I was and still am more of a globetrotter. I love traveling, and she said my lifestyle was a bit too crazy for her. I don't see what is wrong in traveling. Well, you guys are in different page in life. She's being groomed differently to be around her church and around her mother and that whole group. That's where she finds her security, because she's conditioned to believe that's for her. And she's been molded like that since childhood. Even if you get together with her, sacrificing everything that you want and you groomed yourself for and you believe, you give all that up for love, so to speak, which is really not love, desire, sex, and this idea of there's a woman and there's a group that if you join them, they will like you, and therefore you feel good about yourself because a bunch of people like you. And for that like, you have to constantly comply to their whims and wishes, to the rules that are within that group. Just imagine you're paying for that attention and that belonging, sense of belonging. A relationship should be free. Both of you, and only both of you, should decide and try to see how you can combine your understanding, your ideas of life, and how you want to live. Not one of you already been indoctrinated by certain kind of a doctrine, and then you have to live everything else that you believed in and gotta get in there and turn yourself into this. It's like a plastic surgery of how you're gonna look like, but in terms of your consciousness. That's not going to happen, because no matter how much you try to be like them, your consciousness is different, and it's going to be conflicts and division all the time. You're not going to be happy, and you have to put up with that shit, or whatever it is that you don't wholeheartedly agree with or is part of. You're doing it for love of some woman, not because you actually were conditioned like that since childhood or believe in it. You're doing everything for her. That means you're changing yourself, which is the most important person in your life. You're changing that for somebody else, turning somebody else the most important person in your life. Then you will be hanging on her whims and wishes, because then you will see, if I lose her, I've lost the most important person in life, which is supposed to be you, which you will never lose. But if you think the most important person in your life is your girlfriend, then you will be constantly trying to please her and her thinking, her views, which those thinking comes from her mother and her clans and her beliefs, which would mean you have lost yourself and relinquished that importance that you have in this world for you, in your mind, about you, and given it to somebody else. Now you got to follow to please them, to feel important, to gain their kudos, approval, which means you will always be a slave to their wishes, and you wouldn't even know it. All right. I've said that, what I had to say. And is there a question here somewhere? Or are we done? I think we're done. He continues. Okay, that's a book. We have a second. We have a second Majid. You have written a book. So okay, he continues. This further made her think that I am a bit irresponsible, that I could not potentially work 9 to 5. So you got to go in a box and can provide for the family. So to provide for the family the way they think providing for the family is. So you can see, exactly as I said, you're now being put in a box of how they see a man or a life should be. Go to work 9 to 5, provide the way they think you should. Pretty soon they're going to tell you what kind of job you should have. And he continues, Mehran, as you know, I'm doing a PhD, managing multiple projects at the university, leading another project for a bank. What am I doing wrong? In which way I'm irresponsible? No. You're so naive, Sid. What the hell is this? Just because somebody says you're irresponsible, you know what that means? You're irresponsible in their mind because they are not benefiting from your effects, your activities the way they want you to do it. That means you're irresponsible because they cannot control you. That means because you're irresponsible in their minds because you're not living in the way that their own limited mind can understand. Anything other than what their consciousness is about and their understanding is, anything that is outside of their limit of the content of their consciousness is to them irresponsible. Instead of thinking it this way and understanding where they are, you actually think because a word irresponsible means something in dictionary and has a meaning and it's been uttered, directed, sent, hurled towards you, then that means that is what you are. This is how weak-minded you have become because of your desire and pursuit of the pleasure, and because you don't have enough confidence in yourself. Look within your heart. See what you've accomplished in life and what you're set out to accomplish further through your studies. What kind of nonsense is it that you actually allow such uttering words to get into your head and believe them? Why? Because you are not yourself. You're only right now your hormones. You're just thinking about that pleasure, that acceptability, that affirmation. By who? By a group of people who have their own mindset, and for you, their mindset is going to define your worth and value. How lame is that? A scientist, a man of science like you, it's unacceptable to me to see that you think that way and you can't see through it. It doesn't mean that she has any devious intent towards you. It just means she is so close-minded, she's limited in thoughts and understanding, she's not compatible for you in any shape or form, and you are willing or have been willing or been trying to sacrifice everything for sex. Don't tell me it's not. It roots down to that, for desire. Desire for pleasure. What is that pleasure? Sex and intimacy and feeling of belonging. Belonging because you don't have enough confidence in you. Not that you need to belong to them. Not that they're anything amazing or of high value or openness or education or knowledge or anomaly of some kind. No, because the lack of somebody who's so hungry will have a piece of, I don't know, old cake found in the street and eats that, says, oh, I gotta have that, I will kill for that because it's so wonderful. It's not because that cake is the best food around. It's because that's all it is available, and his understanding of food is that cake because he hasn't had anything else better. And it's not that because they are so wonderful group of knowledge and openness and anomaly of education and hopes and dreams and possibilities and whatever. It's because you don't have enough confidence that you're settling for that, and therefore, because you're the most important person in your life, what you choose, you want to make yourself important, therefore you make what you have chosen the most important thing, or qualified, or anomaly, or amazing. You're brainwashing yourself to believe they're so great so you can continue feeling good about yourself. Otherwise, anybody can see they're very close-minded, and you're going to be put in a box. So in other words, you're no longer believing that you can design your own life, and you're allowing some people that you know how they are to actually design a life for you, just because your hormones and your excitement and interest about her is dominating you. That's where the freedom gets lost. Open your eyes, open your mind, see where you're about to go, want to go, directed for, can go, and then see where they are in their lives, and then see if you can be there and be happy in that frame that they have created for you versus your mind and where you want to travel to. And he continues, even if I am, aren't we all a bit flawed? Not compared to them. People evolve. Why couldn't she have been more patient with me or accepted me the way I am? You're asking the wrong question. Why do you ask why couldn't she be that, and not ask why can't you see it clear and go your way? Because you don't think there's going to be another girl coming around. You don't have enough confidence about yourself. You don't believe in yourself. And you're allowing somebody else who they believe in themselves, although as shitty and wrong and dogmatic it may be, whether them or any other group, You actually believe what they believe in is better than what you believe in. That's lack of confidence, not knowledge, not science. You know that the answer very well, but you don't have the guts to tell the answer to yourself and actually compare your mentality and mindset and path with theirs. Instead, because they're so adamant in their ways and they're a group and you're alone, you believe what they are sticking to is better than yours. That's the power of numbers. That's her mother, her group, and all that, whatever they believe, to the point that you were so weak that you actually did convert with the way you actually told me about. That should tell you a lot about yourself. Not about their quality, but about your lack of confidence and belief in yourself. Not that you chose something better. You chose something because you didn't have enough belief in yourself. That doesn't make them right, or the path that they're on good. Just makes you to realize how far you are from recognizing what path you're on and how good that path is, way of science, education, so on and so forth, and the rest of it. You got to be more proud of yourself before you can entangle with these sort of things. And he continues, she also said that sometimes she didn't like my lifestyle. So what? In my second and third year of PhD, I was sleeping late around 2, 3 a.m. and getting up 7 or so. So someone who has never really worked hard for her education or seen such challenges is going to tell you what you did which was right that wasn't right, and you believe in that. Why? What gives her all these qualifications that you're letting go all your understanding of how things should be and just following whatever the nonsense that she's uttering? And Sid says, I was not enjoying it, but was something which had to be done because there was just too much work. Yeah, of course. What the hell are you talking about? Everybody in university works their ass off to get things done. She's in La La Land. Just don't contact her again, man. Live your life. Put a lid on your desire. Control it. Grow a pair. Have bigger balls. What do you want me to say? To top it, she said my time management skills are poor. Okay. Which were at the time, and I'm trying my best. I'm not German, so my time management skills are of course a bit less than her. All right. Fine, you can always be better in things that you realize you can improve. There's no problem. But just because she's German doesn't make her right. Just because Germany as a country is an advanced country, the word Germany, a nationality, does not mean everybody who lives in that nation is also benefiting from all that discipline and all that knowledge and advancement and all that so forth. Everybody to their own understanding. There's so many people live in Japan or Germany or France or Iran or China, and they're great and wonderful, and then they're also idiots and lesser than the others in attention and ability to learn or discipline or management of their time or whatever else. A nationality doesn't, it's just like saying every doctor is a good person too. It's their profession. They've learned how to be good at their profession, but that doesn't make a good human being either. Or every lawyer is also a good humanitarian. Not necessarily. There are lots of people who are engineers, lawyers, doctors. They're assholes as a human being, but they're very good at their jobs. So the label of the job does not define the person who's doing that job. A nationality does not mean everybody in that country is actually just as that the level of advancement and growth of that nation is, and the reputation of that nation in technology, industry, and discipline, and so on, an organization is. So you can improve yourself always, that's for sure, no matter where you come from. We all had to have had to understand our shortcomings or be in pursuit of bettering ourselves. Everybody, regardless. So maybe you, in many different facets of life, should pay attention to that and make yourself better. And I'm sure you would be open to that. But that doesn't mean that you should consider them as where the limits of advancement, or it's just because somebody's better than you in something doesn't make that person better in everything than how you are thinking or conducting your life. And he continues, but I was and am still and maybe always be a work in progress. Okay. Third, she said, my money managing skills are also poor. I do not know how to save money. Okay, so these are her reasoning for having broken up with you. Great. And you believe that, right? I don't buy something for myself, but during my second and third year, I was spending a lot of money on ordering food from outside because of the stress I was in. Yeah, okay. It's not a problem. That has also reduced now. Yes, my money management skills are poor, but I will also improve on that. These are none of them a reason that two people who really believe their match could not have discussed it. And as open as you seem to be, it would have been resolved with no problems. All these, coupled with the fact that I am a foreigner, etc., lead to insecurities. Are these the reasons to leave? No, not at all. Just don't buy into that bullshit. It's all things that every couple has. They have differences. Divisions and conflicts comes because of these differences. But every couple who is really serious about their business and their relationship, they will talk about it and figure out how to improve themselves, and together, that's what it is all about, together, and make it happen. But your situation was different from what you told me in our private discussion on Skype. It was all about, seemed to be, she would have never been herself. She doesn't even know who she is. She's just a product of that community and her mother, and then you would have been simply not a man that you should be in a family situation. You would be just the mother-in-law's boy. You run around, do what they say, so you will be looked upon as good, confirmed, Don't put up with that shit. These are all nonsense. Everybody should improve and must and could and would need to be improved. Everybody. But that doesn't mean just mentioning it would be reasons to comply to everything that they want you to be changed into. Today she said, I still love and have feelings for you, but this is not meant to be, hence I am letting you go. Okay, big deal. Even if it was meant to be, I choose to have my free will and say goodbye. I am just distraught. I have been crying like a little baby since morning. You shouldn't have. You have only your own thoughts to blame for the crying. There's no reason to cry. In fact, you got to go out and celebrate that you got rid of this whole thing that had a hold of you, and you should sever that tie and free yourself and build your life. The rest is nonsense. And you say, I love her unconditionally. You shouldn't have. Love must always be conditional. Only unconditional love is for your children, not for your partner. Always conditional. Must always be conditional. Conditional to proper behavior and a balanced interaction. Never pointed out any mistakes in her, accepted her in ways she was, and was very nice to her, which she acknowledges. I feel like giving up on love. No, don't give up on love. Give up on her. She's not worth it. Move on. All that bullshit that you've been doctoring and put in your head is nonsense. You're just too horny for her for whatever reason it is. I don't know. Just give it up and go on Look for bigger and better things which you are headed for, and put that behind you. Don't even think about it a second time. Stop crying, make a fool out of yourself, and I don't want to see that. All right, let's go on to Duke. Says, and how she's got a guy interested. Okay, now let's see. Let's go to first. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me take a sip, because that was, what, about an hour? Once you get your PhD, I'm going to send you a bill. And you better get that PhD. Duke says, and now she's got, oh, no, where is it? Okay, what if you messed up? Where is it? Maybe Duke has beginning. There's another one first. All right, 29 Dublin, Ireland. Duke says, what if you mess up after everything was going great and lashed out on drink and cannot remember, and it's your only mistake, and you chase her and it pushes her to a dating site. And now she's got a guy interested, and they like each other's Instagram pictures, and she told you only 10 days ago she was looking for distraction because she's broken inside over what I did, and all her work was undone to love herself. You think there is a chance to redeem myself? There's always a chance to redeem yourself, but that redemption should be to your own eyes. Do not redeem yourself for somebody else. You have to have the right reasons for redeeming yourself, and that reason should always be for you, to bring that better version of yourself, to fix and repair and modify the things that you feel they're sharp edges about you, that you should have more control on whatever it is that you think you should have more control on, that you do not approve. Your modification on you should be because you do not approve of you, and you should recognize what discussions you had, or what you think about you, and what you think you should improve on, and that should be your motivation for doing what it is that you want to accomplish. Not for somebody else, because if it's for somebody else, it's not coming from your heart, it's not coming from your center, it's not coming from your consciousness for the reasons that you can understand and believe in, and therefore you will make modifications. And if that didn't work, and if she wasn't satisfied, if it didn't turn out to be what the result that you expected for both of you, and then you will let go all the changes that you made, and until something else comes up, and then you will do it for them. Do it for you. If you think that was a flaw, that was a mistake, fix it for your reason, because you love and respect yourself. And then move on from a girl who simply, in this day and age, or any age, they find the answer to their issues or to their challenges in relationships or in their life through another relationship. They just want to move on for another because they don't want to fix this one. If they do, then you should say, okay, fine. You go, I wish you well. And I go, wish myself well as well. But do not follow a woman who simply doesn't want to continue dealing with whatever it is that you want to deal with. Because it takes two to tango. If she's not into it, it will not be for benefit of both of you. You will be there alone. You will be dancing alone. That is not a good feeling. You will be trying alone. Try to fix whatever it is you want to fix for you, alone, singularly. Make a better version of yourself, and then move on and find somebody else. Don't pursue someone who has already decided to go and do whatever it is that she wants to do. Do not think that her recognition of your changes or interest in you would mean that you are now affirmed and become qualified, and if she doesn't, you're not qualified. No, make all changes for you, because of you, because you value yourself, because you see this is a better version for you, because you want to offer a better version of you to the next girlfriend. Otherwise, if you keep going after her, and she will constantly go further and further because she thinks she's too good for you. She already had you. You already expressed your dissatisfaction from your behavior. You already expressed your sadness and you apologized for it. Okay, what else can you do? You made a mistake. Okay. Now, if she doesn't think that she wants to continue helping each other to be better version of this relationship for each other, then let her be. Wish her well. Let her deal with her own life, and you go on and continue progressing on becoming a better version of yourself and build a life for yourself. Life is not dependent on your partner's decisions and whether she wants to stay with you or not. It will continue. Life is out there. Go build it for yourself and then build it with somebody else. There's so many other women out in the world. Do not get stuck with one relationship if you have tried and you're reasonable and you're trying to compromise, but the other side doesn't want to, and no matter how much you've tried, she doesn't or he doesn't. That's the end of it. Move on. Say, okay, more power to you. Go and I'll go. That's not the end of the world. Duke? All right. Jerry Martin says, good evening, sir, from UK. Gary from 55. Hello, Gary. Good to see you here. Jay Lee says, hi, Mehran. Jay, male 37, Toronto. Hello. How are you, Jay? Hope you're doing well. Put my best self and try to think, how can she prove to me if she is good enough? Still feel shitty because she rejected second date. Oh, you asked her out? You went after her? I'm not torn up about it, but right at the moment I felt a bit down. Yeah, of course you do, because you go after someone that you shouldn't go after. You empowered her by sucking up to her and make her feel like she's better than you. In fact, she's not. We talked about it. She's not qualified. Move on. Do not be trapped. Do not pursue someone because of you not pursuing her. You're pursuing your own ego. Do not try to catch up with your ego in someone else. Your ego does not live in her. That you think if you get her, you have now reconnected with your ego. Your ego always seems that is away from you, and it's in things that you desire, and he wants you to get just for ego to be fluffed and feel good. But it is not important to make the ego feel good. It's important to make you feel good. There's a difference between you, your center, your logic, your consciousness, and your ego. Do not allow your ego to control you. Your ego should be subordinate to you. Do not try to locate your ego in other people. That's why you're going to her. You don't want her. You know she's not qualified. You're going for her because your ego wants to be fluffed. And you think by grabbing her again, you will be comfortable because your ego would settle down. Instead, understand, the hell with your ego. The ego should go and eat shit and listen to you and be controlled and dominated by you, and you will decide what's good for you, what's not, and she is not the right match for you. That's how you should look at it. Not to think, oh, my ego is in there, so I have to suck up to her and then ask her out, and then she says no because I'm empowering her and she's already said whatever she has said, and then I feel like shit because she's not allowing me to go. What? She's important because you want her. Unwant her. When you unwant her, she's no longer seems interesting to you to pursue. The reason you're pursuing her because you want her. your desire. Unwant her, stop the desire, you will see she's no good for you. She's not the right choice. You would not want to go after her. The whole reason you go after somebody because you want her. That want comes from desire. How desire is born, you all know. If you don't go on my channel and key in desire, and you should have a video tell you how desire is born. You want her because your desire. You want that desire to be fulfilled because of your ego. If you understand all that, you understand that you don't want her. You want your desire to be fulfilled, your ego to be fluffed, and you are following that, not following a qualified person for a relationship with you. Jay says, should I just get back up and go on another date? Let me see. Did you ask her or somebody, how can she prove to me? Yeah, of course. What do you mean? Of course, go out with another girl and appreciate her and try to get to know that girl for who she is. Not trying to keep looking at her and say, oh, how does she make me feel compared to the one that who left me? Don't. Be in the moment with her. Learn from her. There's no anomaly. There was no gold in her vagina. There's nothing different in her if she is not capable on connecting with you on consciousness level, which obviously she's not. So the rest of it is your desire for pleasure, intimacy, your ego, all of that is making her look desirable to you. Otherwise, there's nothing special about her, and you can find so many more special stuff in another woman if you give them the chance to listen to them, to see, interact with them, to get to know them, and to interact with them in a way that helps you both to bond on consciousness level. Then you will see there's so much more out there. You know, go look at yourself in the mirror. You'll see you're a good-looking guy, you're educated, you've got a job, you're qualified for many women out there who are looking for a nice guy. Therefore, look at your positive points. Don't look at your desires that are not you. They are desire, ego. When you understand how desire is born, you will see why you're trapped in it. And then you will look at her differently. You will look at her as she is, not as through the lens of your desire that has made her look so necessary for your life. She's not. Take that lens out, understand how desire is born, control that, take that away, and you will see her, oh, holy shit, I don't want that character in my life. So the reason I want it is because I'm hungry, and my hunger comes because of the stimulation and control of my desire. Not because she is really good on her own. It is my hunger, my desire that makes me want her. Not that she's so qualified that makes me want her. Go and find someone qualified. And he says, sometimes I get hard to feel confident after being rejected on too many times. You know what rejection means, guys? You guys all afraid of rejection. Rejection is a guideline. Rejection is trying to tell you to modify your trajectory and go for, because what you're looking for is over there. Rejection is telling you it's not here. It's nothing bad. Rejection is a guideline, is a pointer. It's telling you don't waste your time here. It's like a clue. Rejection is one step closer to finding what you're looking for. If you're not rejected by the one who is not qualified, you will never find what you're supposed to be looking for. Rejection in sales, rejection in relationships, all pointers and getting you one step closer to actual that sale, to actual that relationship, to actual the correct choice and selections that you're looking for. Rejection is not bad. It's not supposed to make you weak. It's supposed to make you, oh, thank God, I don't have to spend energy and attention on this one because that is a rejection. That means it's not the right one, so I shouldn't spend my... It's like you're going and spending your money on some car that is not going to run well, but it's written on it, under repair, it's not work well, out of order. Then say, okay, great, I'm not going to put my money on this one. Great, it saved me money. That tells me that I'm going to go have to find a better car. That's not a rejection. That's an information. That's a guideline. Tells you out of order. Rejection of a relationship also means out of order. Don't spend your time and energy or money here. That's not going to give you what you're looking for. It's a pointer, guideline to go and modify your direction, trajectory toward what you're seeking. That's what rejection means. So it's not supposed to make you weak. It's supposed to make you more vigor, stronger. Okay, it's like a clue. Great. Bring you happiness. That's how you should look at it, in my opinion. All right. Let's go back to what was in line. Okay. Adam says, all right, good, Adam. Two cement shoes. Two cement shoes. That's the first time you're here, aren't you? He says, you're saving my life, sir. Thank you so much. Remember what I wrote up there. Where are you tuning in from? How old you are, if you're a man or woman? Because sometimes I can't see the picture here. So at least that's the least you guys can inform me of. So at least I will know my demographics. And I think it's the first time you're here. I've never seen this screen name. I hope you guys have all clicked on like. Before you forget, please do click on like. That helps us to be more recognized by YouTube algorithm. And I hope that you guys will share the videos that you like on your social media. And I hope that you guys have subscribed if you haven't. And the rest of it. Don't forget to go on my site, mind-that-seeks-truth.com. Look at the books. Look at the video of each book. Short video of 2 minutes telling you what the books are all about. And then click on the book. Look at the table of contents. The book will open. You'll see the table of contents. See the topics that are covered in the book. Then click further and read the sample chapter and see if you like it, and purchase those ebooks that are the same as the printed version. But the printed versions are $80 and $105, and the ebooks, same books, are for $4.99, $5.99, and $6.99. I want you all have it, especially the book called Me, My Psyche, and I. And you have, if you have negative thoughts and transient thoughts, then acquire the book Transient Thoughts and Me. Enlightens you up with how your mind thinks, works, and what these transient thoughts are, what to do with them, if they define you, what they mean, and how to manage them. Me, My Psyche, and I is also another book that I have on the site, mind-that-seeks-truth.com. I highly recommend Me, My Psyche, and I. Make sure you purchase that as an ebook, which is very nominal fee, and nobody's going to break their bank, and I'm not going to get rich. But I really purposely made them that cheap so you can all have it, regardless of which country you're in, what currency you deal with. It will all be affordable for all of you. Honestly, a cup of tea is now what, $3, depending on what you get. I had a cup of tea a few years ago. It was $10. It was golden, called something Rind. It was okay. It was good. So what I'm trying to say is that the books are like 360 pages for all interesting things about you, how you're put together, what your psyche is all about, what is fear, what is desire, what is ego, what is suffering, what is thoughts, what is consciousness, what is the relationship between two, what is energy of the universe, what is our relationship with the energy of the universe, and all that is included in that 360 pages. And for that, all that, $5.99. Don't talk to me if you don't get it. Go. I have done my best. Now you guys go take advantage of it. Now, Nikki says, hi Mehran. Hello, Nikki. Love this lives. Such a treat. Thank you, dear. Thank you very much. Now, remember, I don't remember everyone, where they're tuning in from, how old they are, and if they're man or woman. So please, guys, do me a favor. If you make a comment or question or say hello, just let me know where you're tuning in from, how old you are, and if you're man or woman. I appreciate that very much. Okay. Two cement shoes. Let's see if he has already told me. My goodness, everybody's writing a book today, so I guess we're going to be here for a few hours. Holy macaroni. Two cement shoes. You got to tell me where you tuning in from, how old you are, if you're man or woman. That's my... I'll go to the ones who have that information. So we go to Whisper. Whisper, male, 32, California. She's 24. See, that's a very good way of starting a question. We haven't spoken in a week. Had a disagreement over me going to Vegas for my birthday. Duh. She's now pulled back. Should I call her or keep no contact as she has not reached out? What are you talking about, Whisper? Be fair. You're going to Vegas on your birthday, probably with a bunch of other guys or alone, and you're not taking her. Are you nuts? And you expect her to do what? Shine your shoes? Of course she's not going to talk to you. Switch it around. If it was her birthday, and she was telling you that I'm going to Vegas. She says she's going to Vegas alone or with her friends. And as you put it here, it was planned before you met her. Who cares? Now you met her. Then you should have told her, well, I'm sorry, I don't want to meet you until I go to Vegas and back. Then you know, because I want to have that fling. But if you're looking for a relationship and you are in a relationship, then include her. Take her with you. Or don't go. Which one is more important? To have a birthday with her? Because that's really what it's all about, isn't it? Or to have a birthday in Vegas with a bunch of, I don't know, shows and dancing girls and, I don't know, hooker or whatever that you may be thinking, or maybe not, I don't know. But the whole idea of Vegas, that's what it brings to the mind of a people when you say, I'm going to Vegas on my birthday. What do you think they're going to think? What image you're creating in their mind when you say, oh, it was planned before, but I'm going to Vegas on my birthday. Really? And you're not taking her. And she's supposed to think that you're going to go there to pray in a church? Is that where you're going to? No. It's a place for gambling and all kinds of other stuff. You know. So what do you think? No. You can't be unfair and expect the woman to understand that. Why? She's got respect for herself, and right out the outset, when the boyfriend is telling her that, oh, we just met and we are in the hot part of our relationship, just the beginning, but I have to go to Vegas on my birthday. Cancel it or take her with you, the two of you. If you want this relationship to, that's what's going to bite you in the ass every step of this relationship, if it ever comes back together, which it will not. Call her up if you really like her and tell her, listen, dear, I thought it through. You're right. I'm not going unless you're coming with me. Say that. And don't go. Or take her with you. Make it a nice I don't know, holiday for both of you. All right. No. Just call her and tell her that you thought it through and you think she's more important to you than going to Vegas, and that you want her to come with you, or if she can't, you will not go and you will plan a birthday together. If she says, okay, sounds reasonable, good, great. If she says, no, fuck off, then you have clear conscience and then you'll go to Vegas. But don't say it in a way that she will say no. Check your heart and see what really you want. If you really like her, which I think it's, you know, possibly the age difference is proper, and if she's of some caliber of a girl, mutually compatible, education, jobs and things like that, or, you know, whatever. Look, you got to sacrifice in these sort of things to communicate a certain view of yours and bring that elusive psychological security in her. Why do you think, I mean, why do you expect, do you really understand what you're saying to her? You're saying to her that you're not really important. I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and this is the beginning, so I'm going to treat you like shit. That's what you're telling her. Because she is looking at it from her point of view that it's just the beginning, and the guy is actually right at the outset is telling me that I'm really, you know, not included in stuff, and I'm not the focal point of his, you know, day-to-day thing, as much as possibly I deserve to be, and he's just gonna go to Vegas at this time. Now, guess how I'm gonna be treated later on in life, in this relationship. And so what if you don't go to Vegas and 2 months or 3 months from now you guys break up? Doesn't matter. You still have to do the right thing. This is not the right thing if you want to have a relationship with her. Anyhow, having said that, let's go back to where we were. Holy macaroni. We got lots of questions here. I'll be here forever. Two cement shoes says, I'm 35, she's 22. Okay, good. It's been 7 or 8 months. Okay, first of all, he says, my ex did so much for me and included me in her entire life. She was supportive, tried to help me become more conscious and achieve my potential. I'm 35, her 32. It's been 7 or 8 months, and looking back and seeing all she did for me, I feel like her and I were supposed to be married. I made so many mistakes and keep looking at memories. Basically, appalled and amazed at my behavior in the relationship, and feel I messed up big time in not working harder and marrying her, even though she said she didn't want marriage or kids. It was toxic and abusive, but I blame myself. Now I see how much she supported me and have so much latent regret for not being more present. How can I ever forgive myself? At 35, I feel so stupid. Well, that's the beginning of being smart, by knowing and noticing, acknowledging the stupidities that we all may have gone through, or you feel that you have gone through. He continues now, I don't know how to accept her moving on, and I still haven't accepted the relationship is over. Help, please. I feel like I missed the opportunity of lifetime. Listen, there is no one opportunity in a lifetime. There's always going to be another one. So don't despair. If you really want to satisfy yourself, just, you know, call her up and say, listen, I want to talk to you. If she says, talk to me on the phone, she says, no, can I talk to you in person? If she says no, say okay. And you tell her, listen, just exactly what you said here. And say your intention, and say that you're on board 100%. See what she says. If she says no, fuck off, in French, in a polite way, of course, then you have no regret. Forgive yourself instantly. Because what else can a human do? You made a mistake, you recognized it, you apologized, and you expressed it, and you showed your willingness to commit, and that's what you can do. You haven't killed anyone. But if it's your motivation is because she's going out with somebody else, and it's all about your ego, then don't bother. But whatever it is, you take it, you see it, what it is, and understand that it's not over. The life is not over. The opportunities are not over. She was one opportunity. It could have been anybody else, but it happened to be her. And now it could be just anybody else as well. The same odds, the same situation. So don't worry about it, and then you will move on. No problems. Forgive yourself. It's no big deal. You haven't committed an unforgivable. You haven't killed anyone. So go on. Feel like a nightmare reality. Well, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but you're just 35. If it didn't work out, find another and learn from your mistakes. It's not like the end of the world. Don't make it to be the end of the world. It's not. Just understand who you are, what you are, how you're reacting, why you're reacting the way you do, and then you'll be fine. Do your best to remedy it, and if she was up for it, great. If she wasn't, okay, then that was a good test. That if something happens drastically, she's going to be that way, and she's not going to want to compromise. So what use is it to be with her anyhow? In case you guys were married and something would have happened, and she wants to be just the way she is now, because nothing has happened, nothing has been ruined, you're just understanding it and trying to reconcile and recognize your mistakes, and you're expressing that to her, and she still doesn't want to accept it. But that means she would have done the same thing if something would have happened if you guys were married. That's the attitude. If at this time, with this kind of a level of interest in each other at the beginning, she's not willing to work on it, with you admitting and trying to be committed to this relationship, well, obviously she wouldn't be as she wouldn't be even this much willing, if she's, you know, that she's not, of course, but she would be even worse if you guys were into the marriage for a few years after. So that could have been a test. If she says no, then that was the test and she failed it, and you go on. Ayushman says, thank you, sir, you're welcome. And Ayushman asks everybody, please like this stream. Please do. 23 of us. I should see at least 24 likes. Because I saw there was a 24 at one time. All right. Let's see. We have Petr. Petr says, key to happiness is avoid bad food and shitty people. Wouldn't you agree? Of course. So we go to Excalibur says, hello Mehran, hello Excalibur. We're spoiled with live sessions this week. I just tuned in and the first thing I hear is, who the fuck is she? She won't give you wings, you know. And I lost it right out the gate. Okay, Excalibur, glad you're here. Okay, and Adam says the same thing. All right, guys, glad you guys are enjoying it. Okay, V Calvillo 17 says, hi Mehran, love these live chats. Quick question, V, what happened to the protocol? Where are you tuning in from? How old you are? You're man or woman? Remember, I don't remember it every time. So every time there's a question, I want you guys to, it's just simple. M for male, F for female, then age, and the place you are coming from or tuning in from. Let's say if it's Toronto, Canada, you just say male, I don't know, 32, M32, Toronto. Done. And then the rest of it. V, I'm going to go to the next one who has that information in. It's just fair. That's my rule from now on. I'll come back to you as soon as I see you responded to that, V. Thank you. Foil Grim Timmy says 35 US male. There we go. Timmy, that's great and thank you. But next time, if you will, let me know where in US. US is a big country. So give me trajectory. 35 USM. Mehran, how does one forgive oneself in order to let go and move on when negative memories persist and pull me back into the guilt? Recognize that memories are the past. Past is dead. Then therefore memories, if you stick in there, will turn what you call living in death of the past. And you will miss the actuality of life where things are happening, which is the now, and you trade that to let go the vigor and livelihood of life as it's happening, and you will go into a recording of a movie, recording of a theater, living in the recording of what once was alive. Those memories were once actuality, but no longer, because they are in the memory, and memory is the past, and the past doesn't exist. So anything else in it that you're thinking about does not exist. Therefore, you're living in the death of a past, and you think you're actually living. For that purpose, you don't want to be in there. And the reason that you go, in one of the many reasons, if you go on my channel and search memory or things like that, you'll have lots of discussions and videos on this topic. But one reason, it says why you spend time in the memory, or why in the memory, something like that. If you type it in, I'll give you the videos and you can watch it in full. But one reason that you go into the memory is because in the memory is called the field of the known, where everything is known. There's no surprises. You're aware of everything. It's like watching a rerun. You know what's going to happen. Where's going to be the fall, where's going to be the saving, if the actor is going to die or not, how it's going to be acted and reacted, and so on, everything. No excuse. That's why many of us watch reruns, because it gives us tranquility and makes us feel secure, and also not be subjected to the negativity or the surprises, undesirable surprises to create shock or stress for you. You just watch it because you know how it is, without effort, and it's very tranquil. So one reason that you go into your memory is because memory is called the field of the known, where everything is known to you. You already know everything, and you feel there's certain filings and memories which is separated from the bad events and negative stuff that you don't like. You select the good stuff, and in the good stuff you find security. You find through those memories, you remember how the mechanical processes of your life was, which was the things that you were doing during the day together with your ex, and those mechanical processes had in turn created an order of life, And that order of life is what the brain needs to feel secure. Mind finds security in order. That's why when you guys separate from your girlfriends, what has changed is the order has fallen apart, because the same mechanical processes that you were following is no longer, because it was being done by the both of you. Where you go, what you do, what procedures you take, what places you go, how you spend your time, what activities you're involved in. Those were the mechanical processes. Your job and everything else had its own mechanical process. Through those mechanical processes, a certain order, a new order in this relationship, a couple relationship, was created. And through that order, your mind had found security. Now, when you break up, that order is broken up. When that order is broken up, your mind is feeling insecure, and you feel the world has come to an end. In fact, it's not the fact that you miss the girl, you miss the order that you were used to, and your mind had found security in following that order, being part of being in that order. That's what messing you up. If you recognize that, and that is why you're going to the memory, because you want that order. Through the selected files of the memory, you will find those mechanical processes. You will find the order as it was. You will feel secure, because your mind is under the illusion that those orders are now back in force. And that normality, that illusion of that, how things were, will create an illusional order, which will keep you there, and you don't want to come out because you feel great in there, and you will fail to interact with the world, life as it is happening, and you will lose the actuality of life, and you will fool yourself, and you will find yourself gravitating towards staying in the memory, because that makes you feel good, and you're afraid to come out, instead of feeling that I want to come out, I want to live, I want to be with this flow of life and energy, and find another woman, find another partner, and build another, and experience it fresh again, and create new mechanical processes, new order, and be with the actuality of life, and feel the real life, rather than the recording of it, a copy of it, a rerun of it. Okay, now you know everything. Timmy, I hope you enjoyed that, and it helps you to get over what it is that you're dealing with. Okay, let's see if I can find V. V. No, V, it wasn't. I passed it over because I didn't know if you have told me how old you are, where you're tuning in from, and if you're a man or woman. That's all. That's my protocol. That's what I need from every question. Anybody who puts a question in, I need to know that information. Otherwise, V, you were right. Oh, there it is. Haha. Okay, I got it. V says, hi Mehran, I'm female, 40, and from Chicago. Okay, now I remember. How do we handle a situation when we ask for an explanation about why someone didn't call, and the explanation still doesn't make sense to us? Then treat it just exactly as it is. Unacceptable explanation. Why do you then keep that person qualified? When you ask a question why that person didn't call you, and you hear nonsense, then treat it as what it is, and don't justify it or try to make sense out of it, because you want this relationship to work, because you want the guy to fit in the vacuum that you want to replace. You want this guy because you want to replace him with the part that is missing in the mechanism that you have, the machine that you have. A part is missing, and you're trying to replace this guy in there. Even though it doesn't fit, you're just trying to jam it in there by coming up with excuses and making sense of the nonsense that you're hearing. Don't do that. Be honest with yourself. If the guy is giving you bullshit of why he didn't call, then treat it like that. Call and go on until there would be genuine interest being extended towards you. Why is it I'm not finding your previous There it is. V says, hi Mehran, love these live chats. Quick question, how do we handle a situation when we ask for an explanation and why someone didn't call an explanation? Okay, I just answered that. So don't fool yourself, just hear it, and when it doesn't make sense, don't doubt yourself. Say, look, this is bullshit. That means the guy didn't care enough to respond to the call. And if that happens right after, break it off. Do not follow that kind of a behavior. Whether you're a guy or a girl, whatever your relationship is, if you call someone that you went out with or you know and you guys are kind of interested, or you think that you guys are interested, at least you are interested in, and you call that person and she or he doesn't respond, meet your expectations of a response time for a call, that should tell you the level of interest in you is not the same as your level of interest of you in that partner, that possible partner. And treat it as such. Don't come up with excuses. Oh yeah, it makes sense. Oh well, he wanted to go and I don't know, dig his soccer ball out of the pond that had fallen there. Some bullshit. Be honest with yourself. Don't accept it. Say, oh okay, then don't call the guy or don't call her. Finished. People have to come to a relationship voluntarily. You can't constantly pursue them. That's a really bad situation. Then before you know it, you're conditioned and you've established a place for yourself, a role, and the role would be a gopher, that I have to comply. I have to come up with plans. I have to be the clown. I have to make her laugh. I have to, make sure that she is satisfied, and you would be following her game, or whatever your relationship is, you'd be following his game. Don't do that. Expect equality from the beginning. If that equality is not surfaced, don't force it and think that, oh, I gotta work on it. No. If that initial level of interest is not there, then you're just going after someone who thinks is better than you. She's better than you, and she's going to be not paying attention. You'll be more enticed and more enthused and more, challenged, and then your ego come into the place and you want her, you become obsessed, and then the whole thing falls apart even further, and you'll lose your own confidence, and you lose your own control, you lose your own respect. Don't let that happen. If there is no initial interest equal, at least a reasonably in existence, the hell with it. Go on to the next one. Wait for something that, it would be more. Don't expect anyone to do you a favor in a relationship. To feel that, oh, she's doing me a favor coming out with me. No, 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 no. Or you think that he's doing you a favor coming out with you. No, don't think that way. It has to be mutual, to be fun, to be acceptable, to be nourishing conversation and a time that you guys spend, and see if you can bond on different levels than just the initial interest, which is mostly just physical or due to the circumstances. All right, now let's see. Excalibur says, so Mehran, I know I asked you this before, but I have a flight next month and I'm already anxious about a crash. Lol. Quite a pain in the neck, isn't it? No, you have no reason. I know you asked me this before. I remember. And I remember what I answered you. Look, there's more chances of having an accident when you're driving a car than you're flying a plane. And the fact is that because you can see through air, you think there's nothing in the distance that you're looking at. You don't think there is a substance there. But when you look at the ships, you see the ships, you can see them, and you see where they are, the ocean. You can see the water clearly, and you know there's a substance. Water has a substance. It's a substance, and the ship is on a substance. You can see the substance that the ship is floating on. Now the same thing is true in the relation between aircraft and the air. But the difference is that you don't see the substance that the aircraft is floating on. You think there is nothing. So how is it keeping up there? It's the engines. It's not the engines. It's the air pressure difference between the lower wing and the upper wing. The air is going to be flowing over the wing. That's why they're in a certain shape that they are. Scientifically designed, aerodynamically. They flow over it and they create a lift because the air pressure below the wing increases. That's why aircrafts doesn't need that much of an engine working to lift, because it lifts because of the air pressure difference between the under and over the wing, because it starts moving on the ground to the speed that this airflow increases, because it's going against the wind and the wind is blowing and is cutting through the air, and the airflow increases under the wing and the wing flies. The same question you should have: why the birds are not falling. Are they falling? They're not. They're never falling. Unless there is a, I don't know, some kind of a bolt of lightning hits them. Because their wing is flying on the same principles that the aircraft is, or the aircraft is flying on the same principles that the birds are flying. Their wingspan, wing design, and the fact that the air is lifting them up, because there is a substance in what you're looking through and you can't see anything. Everything is transparent. Just because air, oxygen is transparent, that doesn't mean it's not, there's nothing there. It doesn't exist. There is. That's why you put air in a ball, then it bounces, because it's bouncing and it bounces against the air in it. There is a substance then, because if there's no air you put in it, it doesn't bounce. So there is something that goes into the ball. That something is all over, that when the aircraft is sitting on it, it's like ships sitting on the water. It doesn't go in because it's designed not to go in. The water keeps the ships from sinking. The water keeps the ships from sinking because of the design that the ships have. The air keeps the aircraft from falling. The air keeps the aircraft from sinking and coming down on Earth, because it's got substance, it's got wing. The air is keeping it up for the pressure under the wing, and because it doesn't let it fall, because it condenses the air. It has to press against it. It's not like there's nothing there, vacuum falling. And then combine that with the fact that it flows on ground and lifts off, and then it has an engine to carry it forward. Is not the engine that is keeping it up. The engine is giving it speed, movement on the level that it is. And if it pitches the tip, the ailerons go up and the nose goes up, and the engines pushes it to go further up in the atmosphere, but still it's the air that is keeping it on where it is, and the combination of that lift and the engine keeps it moving forward. That's all. So don't think that this engine keeping it up is the air and the design of the aircraft that is not falling. So it's an automatic. Don't worry about it. They all have redundancies. So go enjoy. Or take the train if you want. Your choice. You have choices. Okay. Adam says, do women have anything to offer a man but sex? I'd rather pay for it than get emotionally involved with the dream, with these drama queens. Well, not every woman are the same. There are a lot more that they can offer. Compatibility, understanding, conversation, wisdom, sharing life, sharing responsibilities, sharing the weight of life and the challenges that we all face. The question is if you find the right match and the right woman. Not that every woman, all they have to offer is sex. It's like saying that every guy, all he has to offer is his dick. That's not right. Of course the woman comes to you because she expects to have a healthy relationship and have sex with you. but that your dick is not all she's coming to you for. There are a lot more to you that she's seeking than what you may think you're all about. You don't think about yourself as a dick, do you? So the women don't think about themselves as a vagina. They think of themselves as a human being with wisdom, education, capabilities, abilities to feel compassionate, be responsible, and help contribute positively to society, to community, and first and foremost to their immediate family and their loved ones. So look at them as you look at yourself, because you don't think of yourself as what you just said. You don't look at yourself as a dick. They don't look at themselves as a vagina. You shouldn't look at them the way you're suggesting, because that will change your consciousness and therefore changes your expectations from them. Therefore, you will look for someone who's got a lot more to offer than sex. That's what you said. If you think that they're all that and all they can offer is sex, then you will always settle with a woman who's good looking or is sexual. And that's the mistake you can make, because then you will see, see, I told you, she's got nothing else, because you thought they don't have anything more than sex. So you settled for somebody who's just sexual and she's pretty. And then you said, see, she doesn't have, because you chose the kind that has nothing else to offer but sex. And then you're using that as an evidence that you're correct. But if you think of them differently, you think of them as fairly and as actually what they are and how capable and advanced in the species are, then you will look for qualities that are beyond just their genital. Then you will choose a right woman. Then you will say, I was wrong. There's so much more to a woman than just offering sex. So your mentality sets you up to be convinced of your opinion. But if you change your opinion and thinking about them, then your selection would be changing. Therefore, that would be the evidence for you to need to know that they're actually not what you just said. There are a lot more. But there are all kinds. Yes, some women, all they have is sex and the beauty. They have nothing else. And some men, all they think is just to fuck, and that's it. They're no good for anything else. They're not a gentleman. They're not a provider. They're not a responsible person. They're not compassionate. They're not wise. They're not smart. They're not educated. They're not caring. We call them what? Assholes. That asshole version of a man also exists in women. They both have assholes, but they do not represent the rest of their gender. So, I understand what you're saying. Don't think I don't understand. But I want you to stay away from that stereotype that you create, because then you'll end up with that kind. Look for a quality woman, a woman who's got a lot more to offer than just her body. Then you will learn and gain what woman really is and what woman really can be. Beautiful, physically fit, sexual, and wise, compassionate, unselfish, supportive, smart, good companion, team, all kinds of qualities that you never notice in them because you never focused to find the kind that possesses all those other qualities. All right, Adam, let's go to Sid says, I don't want her back at all. I just wanted answers to all these crazy thoughts in my mind. I'm so sorry for so many questions and so to bother you. You are so awesome. I'm blessed to know you. My pleasure. Don't worry. Keep on going. Focus on your studies. That's the time for that. Take a break from every other shit that comes to your mind and believe once and for all those shits are nothing but thoughts. Thoughts are material process. Thought are not smart. Thoughts are stupid. Thoughts are just thoughts, not actuality. You shouldn't follow them. Just simply focus on what you need to focus to finish that PhD. That's what I expect from you to do for yourself. That is what the foundation will be for you to become the man that you know you are and you can be. And stay away from all these bullshit. All right. Utopia says, sorry, but that woman Sid is talking about sounds so damn dislikable and ignorant. Okay, now Sid, don't come up to try to defend her because you have this idea of her in your mind and you think, oh, I should protect her because then I am not a good person if I don't protect if somebody says something against her. No, leave it. That's the image she has for the people who are not so infatuated like you are about her. They see her just the way it is. Nice person, but she's into something that pulling you in for no reason. You should focus on your own path. So don't worry about what Utopia is saying. And Utopia says, sorry, but that woman Sid is talking about sounds so damn dislikable and ignorant. I know why he wastes his time with that kind of person. And I am talking as someone from Germany. Ah, there you go. Okay. Foil Grim Timmy says, Mehran, you're the man. I want your face on my t-shirt. Well, watch for what you're wishing for, because soon I would like to have a bunch of my sayings as your choices, that you can choose a saying. You will have like 7 or 8 or 10 of them. You can go on the t-shirt merchant that we have manufactured, that we have on YouTube, that is chosen for the one that is the best, chosen by YouTube to make t-shirts for different channels. And I will have a program where you can have the logo of my channel, the monk sitting with mind@6truth.com and so on, with your choice of my saying. It will be underneath it on your shirt, and you can purchase that through them. I should have done it by now. I guess it would have been a good Christmas fundraising, but maybe I can still do that. I don't know. I'm glad that you enjoyed, Tim. Anyhow, Excalibur says, don't give up on love, give up on her. Stop that bullshit. Lol. Mehran, you certainly have the way with words. Well, yeah. Excalibur says, today I got a very important piece of information, Mehran. Women move on faster because from an evolutionary perspective, men went to wars and fight, and they might not come back. So if she didn't get over him, she would stay alone for life. That's how it was at that time, and it makes a lot of sense. Also, it doesn't hurt that they can get thousands of guys without lifting a finger. Lol. Thanks to the wonder of Instagram. Thirsty males. Okay. Adam says, women are like shadows. Follow them and they disappear. Ignore them and they will follow you. Not everyone. Not everyone. Not everyone. All kinds of women and all kinds of men. Timmy says Mehran is fighting an uphill battle trying to free us from our own bullshit. Lol. That's right. I am. God damn it. Now if I can have more subscribers on this channel, at least it would make it pleasant through this uphill battle. Duke says she has father issues and that night was a hard limit for her, which I think she overreacted, as I am loyal and she told me she never loved anybody like me before, and it was evident she was golden. And Duke continues, says, and it's my only mistake, and she overlooked the 9 out of 10 times I treated her like a queen to focus on the few bad times I made progress through therapy. She said she was proud of me. All right, you should be proud of you, and that's good enough. If you're fair to yourself and judge yourself fairly and honestly, and if you find yourself to be proud of yourself, that's good enough. You don't have to run after her for her to be proud of you. Fix yourself by yourself, and then you know who you are, and with that confidence, approach life. Excalibur says, every time Mehran says shit, the word gets more luxurious. Soon, you might have to charge 6-star hotel price for the honor of hearing you say that word shit. You see, that's the time that I've reached the point in the conversation that I want it to be accentuated, to be stressed on, so it will carry that point at that very moment as sharply and piercing as possible. So I resort to refined literature, hence the 4-letter word shit. All right. El Haj says, hello sir, I'm 24 from Minnesota. I have been knowing a girl who lived in Tennessee. I saw her one time in 2016. I believe she likes me. I am 6 foot tall with a nice physique. When I call her, she wants to be on the phone for a long time, but she didn't call me unless I call her or when I get sick. All right, so what's the point, Vanessa? I mean, that's Dr. Evil's talk. And El Haj says, I don't know if I should continue pursuing her or let her go. What do you expect? Just call her up, say, why is it that you don't call me when I don't call? Am I supposed to be following you, running after you? Is that how the relationship's going to be? I don't like playing games. You either like me or don't like me. You want a relationship with me or you don't want a relationship. You just want to be friend, let me know. You just want to be boyfriend, girlfriend, you got to let me know. Otherwise, I can't imagine, or I can't, find out what's in your thoughts. So we are responsible to make something out of this or not. If you don't communicate well, then I will assume something, and that what I assume may not be correct, and that could be a relationship as a reaction to your actions. But why don't we just not wait for action and reaction, just make it clear what our actions mean or what our intentions are, so we'll know what to do. I don't want to disturb you. If you're not interested, so be it. But let me know. But if you are interested, I don't want to lose a chance of knowing such a great woman like you because she wasn't communicating well. That's it. And see what she says. And on that basis, make your decision. Okay. Timmy says, basically, we are all just a bunch of babies that want a woman to make us feel good. I think I understand now. There we go. We're getting somewhere, aren't we? Take the red pills, guys, Adam says. Women are being exposed. Okay. Again, Adam, not every woman. Excalibur says, Adam is, oh, you're talking to Adam. Excalibur says also the red pill can be toxic, Adam, so don't overdose on that. Okay, these two are talking to each other. Majid says, hi Mehran, lost connection. Did you see my question earlier? I believe I did, and I answered it, I think. Did I not? Let's go through what's left here, and I'll go back and search for it to make sure. Dunder Miffin. Dunder, is it the first time, or were you here before? Seems familiar, but I'm not sure. Dunder Miffin, this is Pam. Hello, Mehran. It's Sophia from Chile. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Glad to catch you live stream again. Oh, yeah. How have you been, dear? I'm trying to remember your situation. Kind of remember something. Hope all is well. Whisper, male, 32, California. She's 24. We have, oh, we discussed that, didn't we? Yeah. And all right. Vincent Classens says, hi Mehran, thanks for all the amazing videos. I'm tuning in from the Netherlands. I'm a male and 24 years old. I'm stuck for 4 months now, unable to move on, although the relationship was only 6 months. It is one thing when you guys state where you are and your situation, or that you're stuck on this and that. But don't you think that there could be a question in your question? Like the question is here, it says, I'm stuck for 4 months now, unable to move on, although the relationship was only 6 months. The question is why? Why? Have you thought why? You cannot come to an answer when you ask why and you don't have the know-how. Your car doesn't start up. You just say, oh, my car doesn't start up. And you call a mechanic, or somehow you just, my car doesn't start up and it has all the gas in it. But do you ask why? Because if you do, then you come to understanding that I don't know enough about cars to know why it's not starting up even though it's full of gas. Then you will be encouraged to open a book or internet to find out what are the reasons, how does an engine work, why is it functioning or not functioning, or acting or reacting or smelling or sounding or feeling the way it does, because you will read and know about how this engine is put together. But you guys haven't spent enough time to find out how you have been put together. I have written a book on it. Go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, pick up the ebook, $5.99 on me, my psyche, and I. There is hair coming out of my tongue It's expression in Farsi that means I've spoken about this so much that now there is hair growing up my tongue. Means it's been active. Anyhow, it's an expression. So, meaning, pick up that book. Me, my psyche, and I read about what is thought, what is thinking, what is consciousness, how they come to be, how they are formed, how we are conditioned, what is fear, where does it come from, what is desire, how is it born, what is pleasure, what is suffering, what is ego, what is the role of all these fragments of our consciousness, of us, of our center in our life, and how we negotiate our day-to-day life, how we feel, act, and react the way we do. When you understand this, it's like you understood how the engine is put together. Then you figure out why it is not functioning, why the car is not working. Because you have knowledge. Without knowledge, all you'll have forever and ever is going to be question. And you will be looking for me to answer that question. I'm the mechanic. I want you to be the mechanic. That's why I want you to read these books. Transient Thoughts and Me, My Psyche and I. These two books are what's going to help you to know how this is put together, how and why it ticks the way it does, and how to help yourself to understand why you act, behave, feel the way you do. So, on that basis, the question here is why, after 6 months of relationship, you think the whole entirety of your life is dependent and could be, should be stuck on this woman, on this person. I don't care if you're a woman or a man or what your relationship is, but why should you allow or find it logical or acceptable to be stuck? When we started this conversation session, it was daytime. And due to the number of questions, it is now nighttime. So I hope you guys appreciate the dedication and help me to help you. That comes from the movie Jerry Maguire. Help me to help you. It was funny, actually. So that means please pay attention to how you're put together. Go on my site, mindthat6truth.com, pick up that ebook, Me, My Psyche and I, and if you have transient thoughts, negative thoughts, and you want to know what are these thoughts that appear in your head and you didn't cause them or ask them or invite them, then also pick up the book Transient Thoughts and Me. I forgot about the name of the book. Transient Thoughts and Me. Both of them together is something like what? $10 or something like that. It's worth it. All right. Now, so Vincent, you have to justify for yourself why would another entity in this life, another human being, should have the power to keep you stuck for 4 months for pretty much one day for every day that you guys been together for a 6 months relationship, almost. Why? Is it her that she's such an anomaly? Or is it because you cannot control your desire? And you think desire is bestowed upon you. It's a deity. That has caused it to be created in you. Not that you are responsible for desire. You can control it. Go on my channel and put in desire. Find out where desire is explained. When you understand how desire is born, then you know where and when to stop it. You become in control of the desire. These are all things that I can share with you guys if you need further discussion go on my site, mind@6truth.com, make an appointment with me on Skype, and we'll explore it together in detail and help you to understand where you can control desire to become what it is, to control you to want to become a desire, how desire is born, what are the steps, the prerequisites to desire to become what it is, and make you feel and have gravitation toward it and consider something desired. Then the role of the ego. What is pleasure? The role of pleasure. What is pleasure? And these are all available on my channel for free. So if you guys go and keep watching these videos, you will learn about yourself. Or you can better, faster, can buy the ebooks. And of course, anything further than that, you can make an appointment with me and talk to me for consultation from my site, and we'll explore it together, what could be concerning you. Pet. Whisper says, I invited her and she said she couldn't. I went already too late. Okay, it's a big deal. It's her loss. Move on. You can't sacrifice the whole opportunity of life, what's awaiting you, in just one scenario. Okay, she doesn't want it, respect it, and respect yourself as well. Move on. Dunder Muffin, this is Pam, says, oh, that's so cool, glad you discovered it. Oh, I see, you're talking to Excalibur. V17 says, hi Mehran, I'm female 40 and from Chicago. How do you handle a situation when we ask for an explanation? Oh, okay, we discussed that. Dunder says, oh Mehran, I think you missed my comment. It's Sophia 22 female Chile. Just wanted to say hi and thank you for everything you do. My pleasure, dear. Did I miss it? Did I miss it, or did I get to it finally? I think I got to it, no? I believe I did. Anyhow, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Delighted to see that you could find us. I'm glad that you could join us. CCL says, hello Mehran. I asked a question about feeling devastated to see my ex and his new GF at a meeting today. Few meetings done. Thanks, and just want to say thank you to you. I'm grateful for you. Delighted that you handled it well. I think you mean that you asked this question before and you were able to handle it well today, that you happened to see them. Well, if that's the case, great. And I'm delighted that it's been helpful to you. Two Cement Shoes says, thank you for answering my question. We lived together for 2 years and we fought a lot. She was pretty controlling and I moved to live together in her home area, Bay Area, California. She wasn't perfect either, but I'm looking at emails and things she sent me to try to support me, and I see now how much she was trying to help. If I had been more present, maybe we could have made it. Well, okay, you learn from it, you move on. And at the moment, those emails are not what she's doing now. Those emails were then. So you're gonna look at her now and perceive her for how she used to be and how things used to be. That's not fair to you. So just recognize it, learn from it, and move on. Because if she's with the same kind of an idea as she did have when she was writing those emails to you, you could have now worked it out with her. But obviously she's not, therefore you just simply have to accept that and learn from it, move on, and make a better life and better relationship next time with somebody else. Adam says, no females in here, Mehran. They've all moved on over their breakups. No, sometimes we have more here and sometimes we have lots of female. But mostly, as you know, this channel started from the point of view of young men, male, and therefore it took a while for the women to find us, and a year or so into the channel I start getting emails and comments from women that they said, your channel is very good, we also enjoy it too, even though we know it's made for men, but we also like you to talk about us because we find it very helpful to our situations. And so they started finding us, and then I started to make it more kind of unisex in a way, as much as possible. But there's still, our channel is not naturally that popular with women because it is not recognized as such. In other words, let's say 65–70% are men, my demographics, and 30 to 40% are women, if I remember the statistics right. I'll check again. Turl says, hi, male 30 from New York. Thank you. Why do women flake on the last minute? This girl likes me a lot, but she flakes when we make plans. Yeah, they often, some women do, and those are the women who really don't know what they want, and they're always looking to other branches. What else is better? Because they think their resources are limited. Therefore, they're trying to see what they can get for what they have to offer. And since what they have to offer is not much, they're always looking to see what else is there that could be a better deal. The better person, better deal with, whatever it is. So when they play like that, flaky like that, you stop making plans with them. Say, okay, that's it, move on. Don't waste your time too much. The more you do that, the more they think you don't deserve to be with them because they think they're better than you. Because why? The few times they canceled on you and you still came back like a little dog. Please, 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 please. Can we do it again? Okay, you don't have time now. Oh, tomorrow. Don't fall for that. You want somebody who is also serious and sure of what she's choosing. You see her, you like her, you want to get to know her. She sees you, she should like you. If she doesn't, then it's not the right combination. And if she does like you, she want to get to know you, she should want to get to know you too. Therefore, some plans of activity would be in order. But if she doesn't, that means she's not where you are, and that means it's not a good combination. You move on. Don't follow her like a shadow. Two Cement Shoes says, work, I have never lived with anyone before or included in someone's family like that before. We had our own family too. Her 2 dogs and 2 cats were adopted. I feel like abandoned her. I don't remember, because these comments are so far apart. I don't remember if we talked about this and what we talked about, or did you tell me about it? That don't feel you abandoned her. You did what you did at the time that you did. You believed that was correct, and that's why you did what you did. Remember, when we decide on something, we believe that that decision, at the time that we make that decision, we believe that that decision is correct. Otherwise, if we didn't believe that decision is correct, we wouldn't do it. So with the kind of information, the situation that you were going through and you knew of, at the time that you made that decision to leave or to stay or do whatever it is, you believe that was correct. As long as that decision is not detrimental or negative or is abusive to anyone, then there is no regret. So that's what you did, because that's where you were, and that's how you know, that's how much you know, and that was the decision that you believed you should be making, and you made it. Now there are other information available, came about, and you're privy of it, then you decide, oh, that decision based on this new information that I have now wasn't correct. Well, you shouldn't be regretting it, because at the time you made that decision, this information that is available to you now wasn't available. So you're not Aristotle, you can't mind reader. That, oh, there will be other information coming in the future, so why don't you wait and see? But you don't have that available. Nobody does, so therefore you shouldn't be kicking yourself for the decisions that you made based on whatever information was available to you at the time. All right. What do you guys say if I turn the lights on a little bit? Just give me a moment for a second. I'll be right back. It's too dark here. All right, a little bit better. So where was I? Adam says it will be Christmas Day by the time he gets to this comment. Yes, what the heck? Are you being sarcastic, Adam? What do you expect? It's 3 hours in 1 minute, 1 minute and a half, it'll be 3 hours. I'm sitting here talking to you guys with 1 cup of tea, and I can't just do like this, garçon. Thé au citron, s'il vous plaît. So, have some compassion. I can't go faster than this. Majid says, come on guys, let new people get their answers. We have all been down and need advice. Well, I have a solution for you guys. You know, you can just help the channel, and we can do it what the other channels do. Super chats gets the first response. How about that? That works for my channel. But otherwise, if there is no super chat, then it'll be just one at a time until we go there. What is your opinion? Okay, let's see. Where have I missed here? Utopia, female, 23, Germany. Dear Mehran, do you think people with sexual sadism disorder are dangerous, mentally sick? It's a very good question, but it is not clear for me the boundaries of the question, because sexual sadism, anything with sadism is bad anyhow. Sadistic of everything is bad. But sexual behavior, as long as it is safe and it's between two people that they know about, the full consent, it's their plan, they want to pleasure themselves, but without being sadistic or acts of violence to the point that it's going to hurt them, and it is what they both decide with clarity of care and love, compassion and safety, that's different. But I think what you're talking about is, because that's not sickness. Sadistic sexual behavior, again, I'm totally against it. Anything sadistic, I'm against it. Just simple, because that's not safe for anybody. I don't care what it is, sex or eating or doing whatever. Sadistic behavior is just not normal, and it shouldn't be. So the barriers, the limit of your question is not known to me. So I'm not sure. It has to be specific for me to be able to comment on, and I don't know what that specific is. In general, I can respond to it in general. Anything sadistic, sadism, it's abnormal and it's not safe, and it's not, can't be fun, because that's sadistic. It's got a name, it's got a translation for that behavior. It's not based on love and compassion and fun and safety and, you know, what both have agreed to, while it's not going to be dangerous, hazardous to any one of them. That's different. So generally, anything sadistic, I'm against it. Whether it's mentally sick or not, the action is sick. Whether that person is mentally sick, because it may not be mentally sick and other things. And as long as it's not harming other people or people that are not voluntarily, you know, want to engage with this person, it's a man or woman, I don't care, whatever it is. If the man is the sadist or the woman is the sadist, but as long as they're not imposing that with other people that don't know that they're sadist, and they are with people that they're aware that this act of sadism is part of their behavior, then they decide if they want to be engaging in it or not. But as far as I'm concerned, anything of this kind of behavior is pretty much sick, is sadistic, is unacceptable. It's not love-making anymore, it's just mutilating, it's stupid, it's crazy, it's disgusting. Sex is supposed to be fun, safe, happy, enjoyable, consensual, same level of enjoyment for both. I don't know, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I don't think anything sadistic could be good. I think that's, in that activity, that's also a sickness. That's what I think, personal thinking. V17 says, think my question was missed. Really? Oh yeah, what? Honestly, I don't think so. Could you rewrite it, if you will, if you think I missed it? Or if I have already answered it, then you know it, because you were there, you heard it. Excalibur says, holy shit, this live session is going to last a year. Lol, everyone is writing novels. Yes, yes, yes. And we still have 19 people here, so I suggest everyone who hasn't liked, please do like. And let me see. Petr says, what is your opinion on finding someone on social media, like for X, Facebook, cause you don't know much about that person? I don't understand. What is your opinion on finding someone on social media, like for X, Facebook? Finding what on X, Facebook? Petr, not clear. Can't answer that because I don't understand. Majid says, okay, we got that. Mr. Consistency says, hey, 007. Male 27, South Africa. Hello, dear. I've been dealing with death of my girlfriend. Ouch. Sorry about that. Still finding it hard to move on. I've asked on another stream about when to let someone in. I've asked on another stream about when to let someone. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. Well, you know, I have a video on my channel called Death in the Family. You may want to look at that. I made that for a subscriber from United States. I hope he is well. And he had lost someone. And I made that video, but I think it's applicable to just the general idea of losing someone. So you might want to watch that. Death of a family, or death in a family, something like that. And is there a second part to your question? It's the consistency. No, that's it. So slow here. Very slow. I think I should remember to change the... I keep forgetting to call that company to come and change my Wi-Fi carrier. All right. Darius Silver says, male 22, New York. Hi Mehran, I'm having difficulty letting go or even wanting to move on. Go to my channel. On playlist, there's a playlist called How to Move On. Watch the videos in that playlist. How to move on. He says, part of me wants to call to get some sort of closure. And there's also another video called Closure. Just type in closure and you will have that video, and watch that. Or see that she moved on, so I can see there's no hope, so I go on. Why do you think hope is in a relationship? Hope is in a girl being with you. Hope is out there independent of who wants to be with you, who doesn't. Hope is there without you controlling it. Hope is out there for you. You simply have to reach out to it by continue doing what you're supposed to do in life. And hope is out there waiting for you at every step of the way. Hope is not dependent on who wants to be with you or sleep with you or be your partner or not, to say, oh, that's the hope of my life. No, your life is far bigger than that. Don't think that way. Otherwise, you will be limited to what you're thinking. And that limited thinking wouldn't allow you to unleash your abilities and capabilities and potential to see the kind of life that you deserve and you can accomplish and experience. So do not call there is no hope so big deal. She doesn't want to be with you, doesn't want to be with you. He doesn't want to be with you, he doesn't want to be with you. Whoever you guys are, male, female, whatever. So don't limit your life and experience in this journey in the hands of somebody else, who that somebody else is actually just the same as you, as limited in capabilities, abilities, and whatever else, and has the same needs, yet you think that person is better than you. Why? Because you desire her. It's all about intimacy and desire, and think that you haven't accomplished enough of yourself and you don't have enough confidence in yourself, and you're trying to get this confidence through pleasure. Pleasure is not building blocks of confidence. Pleasure is all that. You have all kinds of pleasure that you want. You still got to get that exam done, that job done, that project done, that make that money, and learn and research and make yourself better, more aware, more informed, with more knowledge, and create that better version of yourself. That's where the confidence is. Otherwise, pleasure is not building blocks of confidence. All right. Let's go to Caitlin, female, 31, California. Thank you. See, F31CA. As easy as that. And tells me, female, 31, California. And she says, hello, my husband, I'm sorry? Oh, hello, my husband left 2 months ago. All right, there we go. Okay, just a minute, please. It's a bit... Okay. Caitlin says, hello, my husband left 2 months ago and has been seeing another woman. Okay. This weekend he came, stayed. We slept together. I thought he wanted to work things out. Now he wants time to think. What should I do? Do nothing until he does his thinking, and don't sleep with him again. Because he's already slept with you in your marriage. You guys been together for a while. It's your husband. And he knows how it is. Now, having gone with another woman and coming back and you sleep with him again, you give him what he's missed maybe for no reason that he deserves. So why do you... It's like he goes out with another woman and has another life, and then he comes to you and you cook him dinner and take care of him, and then he says, okay, here's my laundry, go wash it too. That's when you got to say, I'm sorry, this is just because I'm a human being and you guys were together, so you're here. I have a manner of taking care of the you take care of him, and that's the extent of it. I'm not here to tell you that I'm here for whenever you want to come here and then go back to that life. I thought you want to discuss something, or you want to try to reconcile, or at least discuss and see how I feel about it. I'm not here to... So therefore, don't accommodate everything that you have to offer when the person has not behaved in a manner that would be deserving to be offered that kind of a compassion or treatment. So you gotta have respect for yourself. Simple. If you don't have respect for yourself, nobody else will. It's all about you being a role model for other people, and also being a role model to teach them how to treat you by expecting more, by your action treating yourself and respecting yourself, and they will see that. The subtle hints and subtle behavior and subtle comments and interactions will teach them what their limits are, and what your expectations are. In that way, you will be who you want to be in their eyes rather than just a doormat. People use each other if they're not of good caliber, good seed, and good stock, and good consciousness. People who don't have those kind of qualities will try to use others. And unless you show them that you cannot be used, they will not have mercy, and they should not be trusted that they will do the right thing. So, if they don't deserve to be around you, don't be around them. Don't allow them around you. If they don't measure up, don't get engaged in socializing with them. These are the hints that you can give to people, how you expect them to treat you, what you're all about. Otherwise, people who are of no decency or clear conscience or good stock and class and manners and morals will try to use other people. That's the nature of this beast in some percentages, which happens to be more than what it should be. And Dunder, Muffin, or Mifflin, what kind of a name, for God's sake, is this that is all tongue twister? Okay. Pam, I say Pam. This is Pam. And I don't know if that is a man or a woman. Remember, guys, every time you ask a new question, just put that F31CA or M31 whatever, so I'll know gender, age, and where you're coming from. It helps me. I don't remember really, unless you have a picture that shows. And sometimes you guys have a picture that is something else's picture, like picture of an owl. I can't think you're an owl. So, all right. Pam says my username Dunder. Oh, there it is. Oh, gee, that's very username Dunder Mifflin. This is Pam. Is just a joke from a TV show. Ah, I don't watch TV. That's why. My real name is Sophia. Ah, thank you. I'm so happy you remember me. Your advice means a lot to me. Oh, this is Sophia. Okay, I know now. From where was it? Chile? Was it from Chile? I think. Okay. And Pam, and so Sophia says, I have been doing a lot better. Thank you so much for asking, Mehran. My heart is healing from my last breakup. I'm hopeful I will find love and happiness again. Of course you will. Of course you will. And it's not up to you. It comes to you anyway. That's the way of the river. That's the way the life is. It's not to do that you want it or you don't want it. It's going to come and you will feel it. You will see it. And if it's the right time, you will reciprocate. Excalibur says, Mehran, if you understand what I just said, that makes one of us, because I didn't. I will always treasure that video. Yes, I remember that video quite well. It was quite elaborate discussion, and I wanted to bring a little bit lighter mood to the whole thing, and I remember that. Excalibur says, Mehran, if you, okay, no, that was, I'm reading the same line again. Sophia says, Mehran, I would love to buy your book. Do you ship internationally? Yes, I always do. If you buy the printed one, I will ship internationally, and the shipping is included in the price that you will see there. So it's not on top of it. Shipping anywhere in the world is already included in the price of the book. But that's the printed versions. Adam says, the time you made that decision was correct. Code should be on the t-shirt. No? Yeah, probably so. And Adam says, by the time you get to this comment, yeah, that's right. The New Year's, yes, that's right. New Year would be here. Yeah, today we are now past, we're just about 3 hours and 20 minutes. I'm just rushing to finish it. Excalibur says, Mehran, I imagine when you go to a restaurant, the waiter comes and asks you, what would you like, sir? And you answer, not saying a word until you tell me where you're tuning in from. No, then I can see, because I know where I am. That's where he's tuning in from, or she's tuning in from. I know he's a man or a woman, and I know Don't worry about how old they are. I don't care. All right. And Excalibur says, wow, Mehran, I'm tired in your place. After 3 hours of dealing with our bullshit, your throat must be drier than Sahara Desert. Probably so. I feel it. But I always have auxiliary water. I should finish it because I want to go to the gym and I'm sitting for 3 hours. And Adam says, yeah, and he's only had 1 cup of tea. Yeah, I know. Excalibur says, also, Mehran, you slipped and answered somebody and said, go to my playlist, move on. And in that playlist, there is a playlist. No, I think I said there's also another playlist called, one is called How to Move On or whatever. I may have. Who cares? I'm not going to debate that. I just want to finish the questions. So, Two Cement Shoes says, this reminds me of a joke. I'm not going to tell a joke. But Two Cement Shoes says, Male 35 California says, thank you, and thank you for repeating that right here because I wouldn't have known. And thank you. Says, thank you for answering my question, Mehran. I'm having trouble accepting aforementioned breakup 7-8 months ago. I'm seeing my part of the breakup more clearly, and I am experiencing a lot of guilt, regret, and anger, ashamed of not being better in my relationship, and still confused about so much. We fought a lot, and it was verbally and eventually physically abusive on her end. Two Cement Shoes, you remember, if you go on my site, mind@6truth.com, click on Talk to Me for consultation. I'm 1 Skype away. Take a package, whether it's 1 hour or 30 minutes. I will double it because I do that for everyone. Up to 1 hour appointment, I will double it if it's needed. And then you can explore it one-on-one with me on detail. Then I will do my best to help you out, to get you cleared up on your mind and discuss what's concerning you. And Mr. Conspiracy says, is it possible to talk to you one-on-one? Yes, I actually happen to mention that. Yes, you can go on my site, mind@6truth.com, click on Talk to Me for consultation. You'll see my picture and my son's picture actually, and me, and underneath says Talk to Me for consultation. And then you can choose a package, and again, up to 1 hour appointment. I will double it for you guys to make it more affordable and gives you enough time to discuss what's concerning you. Olin says, hello Mehran, 45, male. Just been listening. Thank you for taking time to help everyone. You're welcome, Olin. Good to see you here. Two Cement Shoes says, I'm heartbroken lately and having trouble accepting everything that happened, and it seems to be related to childhood trauma development. I really feel like I messed up a lot in my first. Well, if you can afford it, go on my site, make an appointment, and then we'll discuss it one-on-one, explore it on Skype. Excalibur says, hello Mehran, I can tell you would turn down $1 million now to end the damn live stream now. No, I would not turn down $1 million. We need the money for sure. Don't Talk for yourself. You may be independently rich, but I'm not yet there. Okay. Yes, Adam. That's what I'm trying to do. Get myself to the gym for sure. Two cement shoes says thank you. And two cement shoes says I will. Okay. Excalibur says, and finally, Mehran, you missed Adam's enlightening insight when he added shoe size to asking the water where he's tuning in from. Yeah, I didn't. I think I clicked on it. So don't derail me, Excalibur. Damn it. Well, let me finish this. Answer the questions. And Mr. Conspiracy says, thank you so very much. Awesome human. Thank you. My pleasure. Excalibur, you're the best company. Mehran, my pleasure. Excalibur. Pet says, one joke. A policeman stops one driver and says, sir, I have to give you a price money for having a seatbelt on. Prize money. What are you doing with the money? The driver says, I'm going to take the driver license. His mother next to him says, sir, don't listen to him. He's drunk. His father from the back says, I told you not to steal this shiny car. Wow, from the drunk. Wow, from the trunk, his cousin. Well, we crossed the border already. I see. Okay, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. Holy macaroni, we hit the bottom. We finally got it to the end. Guys, thank you very much for being here. Let's see, what happened? More coming? No. Oh yeah, okay, that's it. Okay guys, thank you very much for giving me your time, and so we can share these bits and pieces together and explore together. I love you all. Hope to talk to you soon, and please take good care of yourself. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Okay.